using them to help save a life. For more information on this latest method of CPR, visit handsonlycpr.org today. A message from the American Heart Association and the Ad Council.
The following is a presentation of WGAA Sports.
Here's a ball hit deep to left field. Back to the wall. Walk-off home run. Hit to right field and down. Cedartown has tied the game. 0-1 pitch. Little chopper right side. That's going to be down. Cedartown wins.
The 3-1 pitch.
Ball hit to straightaway center field and deep. Back it goes. It is a home run.
Cedartown High School Baseball is on the Big AA, 106.1 FM and AM 1340. Broadcasting online at WGAAradio.com and streaming on the TuneIn Radio app and Facebook Live. And now, let's head down to the field for today's action.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome into Cedartown High School Baseball on WGAA Radio and the NFHS Network, along with Logan Maddox. I'm Andrew Carter, as we're ready for Game 2 of the three-game series between the Cedartown Bulldogs and the Pickens Dragons here from Pickens High School in beautiful Jasper, Georgia, as we're just about ready to get this one going. Logan, it's one of the prettiest facilities we get to visit every year, and we got to come here in the fall for the softball season. It's the same facility that the softball team uses, and it's really something to behold.
Yeah, we were blown away when we came up here for softball season. We knew what to expect. We came up here for baseball, and getting out of the van, still we're like, dang, that's a nice facility up here in Jasper. Always good to make the drive up here to Pickens. Is a long drive from Cedartown, of course, but the Bulldogs with a big series, a doubleheader to finish up this Region 7 4A series. Cedartown with a 12-5 win on Tuesday at home, now coming down here to play the final two games here on Friday night. Perfect weather, by the way. Weather's been kind of up and down here over the past couple of weeks in North Georgia, but perfect weather here in Jasper, Georgia, and looking forward to a couple of very entertaining games.
Perfect weather, except for the fact that it's going to get down below freezing tonight. Hopefully it'll stay above freezing for this game, and we believe it probably will. Cedartown had a big victory in the first game of this series back on Tuesday, and really for Pickens, it's been a busy week for them. They had the doubleheader on Monday. It was a makeup doubleheader. Then they had to come right back the next day and play Cedartown at Cedartown, and then we've got the doubleheader here tonight. So the Bulldogs hoping to have a good showing here at Pickens. And the conditions, of course, we're up in the mountains. The wind is going to be a little bit of a factor, too, so we'll see how that all that works out.
Also, if you're watching on Facebook Live or on the NFHS Network or YouTube, it is the breast cancer game for Pickens. They're going to be wearing their pink jerseys with the traditional green jerseys as well. Starters being announced here for either side. Leading off for Cedartown, the shortstop, the sophomore, Dylan Cupp.
MJ Holiday.
He'll be followed by the junior right fielder, MJ Holiday.
Batting third, the center fielder, number 2, Reese Tanner.
Number 3 batter is the center fielder, the sophomore, Reese Tanner.
Batting fourth, the third baseman, number 8, Kay Dingler.
The senior third baseman, Kay Dingler, batting cleanup for CHS.
Batting fifth, the pitcher, number 10, Corbin Kazort.
Pitching for the Dogs and hitting fifth today, Corbin Kazort, the senior.
Batting sixth, the second baseman, number 11, Denver Nail.
Denver Nail playing second base and batting sixth for
Batting
Cedartown.
seventh, the first baseman, number 12, Zane Barrow.
The next batter is the senior first baseman, Zane Barrow.
Batting eighth, the catcher, number 20, Eli Barrow.
His brother, the sophomore catcher, Eli Barrow, follows him in the lineup.
Batting ninth, the designated hitter, Trent Johnson.
And Trent Johnson, the
left
senior
fielder,
DHing,
number 1,
batting
Harlem
ninth today,
Diamond.
batting for the sophomore left fielder, Harlem Diamond.
And there come the rest of the Cedartown Bulldogs. Going to hear the starting lineup for the
And now, ladies and
lineups for the
gentlemen,
Pickens
would you
Dragons.
Please stand and remove your caps as we honor our nation.
We'll actually take a
playing
break
of
here
the national anthem.
as they play the national anthem. We'll come back in a moment with more baseball right after this. Bradford's Drugstore on North Main Street in Cedartown is your locally owned and operated Good Neighbor Pharmacy. Bradford's accepts most prescription plans, and remember Bradford's for all of your gift and decor needs. Bradford's pharmacist takes time to get to know you, explain your medication, and answer any questions that you may have. Go by and see Bill Brewster and all the fine folks at Bradford's the next time you need a prescription filled. Also use their convenient drive-thru. Bradford's Drugstore, 500 North Main Street, Cedartown, 770-748-3100. And all the folks at Bradford say, go Dogs. Cedar Valley Golf Course has been the place to play golf in Cedartown and Polk County for nearly a century. Locally owned and operated since 1924, Cedar Valley Golf Course offers 18 holes of some of the most beautiful fairways and greens in the area. Cedar Valley Golf Course is a proud supporter of the Cedartown High School Bulldogs and the greater Cedartown and Polk County region. Call for tee time 770-748-9671, located just south of Cedartown and 1811 Buchanan Highway. Cedartown's original golf course, Cedar Valley Golf Course. Cedartown Automotive is your one-stop for all your automotive needs. For oil changes, new tires, or tire repair, brake work, tune-ups, air conditioner service, or repair, think of Cedartown Automotive. Cedartown Automotive is a longtime supporter of Cedartown High School athletics here on WGAA. Cedartown Automotive on East Avenue in Cedartown. Give them a call today at 770-749-5040 or stop by their beautiful location for fast and friendly service. And all the folks at Cedartown Automotive say, go Dogs!
Cedartown High School Baseball is on the Big Double A.
And welcome back here on the Big Double A. Logan Maddox and Andrew Carter with you from Pickens High School in Jasper. Just about set to get this Region 7 4A matchup started. The first of a doubleheader here on this Friday evening in North Georgia.
Cedartown Bulldogs.
And now, number third baseman, number 7, Drake Sutton.
Drake Sutton, the senior who is playing third base and batting fifth.
The center fielder, number 26, Jared Whitmore.
Fellow senior Jared Whitmore batting sixth, playing center field.
Batting seventh, the first baseman.
Have maybe all the pitchers that they were hoping to have. They're going to have a little bit more help, a little less restrictions in terms of pitch count today, and we'll see how that can benefit the Dragons here in Game 2. They're throwing Tilly, the freshman pitcher, a right-hander. He's showing some good stuff here in warm-ups, and we'll see how the Dogs can do against him as we start the top of the first inning. It's going to be Dylan Cupp, MJ Holiday, and Reese Tanner. And as soon as Tilly finishes his warm-up tosses here, Andrew.
We know this is the lineup that we've kind of come to see as kind of the standard for the Cedartown Bulldogs, and it's been a good lineup. You start with that really good, and it's a tough out just about all the way down the lineup, and you got speed and good batting power just about the entire way. So looking to be a pretty good matchup here. We'll see if the Bulldogs can win this first game and take the series. That's what they're wanting to do, and the shortstop phenom Dylan Cupp will lead things off for the Bulldogs.
Dylan Cupp, the Mississippi State commit, stepping in. He'll face off against Tilly to start things out here in the top of the first inning. First pitch, 5:43 p.m., and it's going to be a fastball outside edge called for a strike from James Tilly.
Dylan Cupp.
Yeah, it comes with him with an outside corner pitch. It's definitely not a batter you want to make a mistake with.
0-1 to Cupp, same spot. Cupp offers at it. It's going to land in shallow center field. A base knock to lead things off for Dylan Cupp, and he's aboard with nobody out.
Well, for the Bulldogs, number 00, MJ Holiday.
That's what you expect when you have one of the best batters leading off. He's able to see a good pitch and hits it into right center field. The Dogs have a base runner with nobody out and another good batter, MJ Holiday, at the plate now with a fast runner, Dylan Cupp, at first base.
And Tilly's going to throw over to first, keep Cupp honest over there at first base. And it goes without saying it's simple baseball, but Cedartown's had the most success this season, especially in region play when they've gotten the base runners aboard to start out innings. We'll see if the Dogs can strike first here in the top of the first inning. Nobody out, Dylan Cupp at first base, and the pitch to MJ Holiday is going to be low, ball one.
So far a quick start to the game with Dylan Cupp getting his leadoff hit. Now a 1-0 count to the junior MJ Holiday.
1-0 from Tilly. Strike called. Cupp going for second. Throw is in, but not in time. Cup slides in head first, and he's safe, stealing second base. Evens up the count, 1 ball, 1 strike, nobody out. Dylan Cup in scoring position over there at second base, and the junior, M.J. Holiday, here at the plate. Tilly looks at Cup at second base, fires in a 1-1 that's low and outside. 2-1 the count now. And again, talking about the nice facilities here at Pickens, not only do they have the nice turf field, but also the speed finder on the pitch.
Yes.
Not the exact word it's called, but nonetheless, that's going to be a base knock as well for M.J. Holiday into right field. They're sending Dylan Cup. The throw comes into home. It's not in time, and Dylan Cup scores. An RBI single for M.J. Holiday, and the Dogs are on top 1-0 here in inning number 1.
Well, that's what you want to do. Get them,
Reese Tanner.
get them on, get them over, get them in, and Bulldogs able to do that with a base hit there, an RBI single for M.J. Holiday, and here's Reese Tanner, the center fielder. 1-0 Cedartown here early.
Tanner, the sophomore, has been on a tear as of late at the plate. They're going to check throw over to first base, make sure M.J. Holiday stays there. Junior's back in time. Dogs trying to win another region series. Came out and won their first 2 region series, then lost their last series last week, 2-1 to Northwest Whitfield, as again they're going to check Holiday at first base. He slides in. Dogs lost the first 2 games at Northwest, came back and won in extra innings last Friday night, a game that finished at 11:45 p.m. up in Dalton. Tunnel Hill, really. First pitch yet to be thrown to Reese Tanner. He'll let down a bunt. It's going to drop in front of the catcher. The throw goes down to first, and they'll get Reese Tanner out by half a step, but it does move up M.J. Holiday to second base. 1 out here in the top of the first inning, and Holiday in scoring position.
Another scoring opportunity here.
Bulldogs, number 8, Cade Dingler.
Cade Dingler, one of the really good hitters here in the middle of the Cedartown lineup. We'll see what he can do with a very speedy M.J. Holiday at second base. 1 out here in the top of the first, 1-0 lead for Cedartown.
Dingler, the cleanup batter, the senior, watches the first pitch and gets a called strike. Drops in the zone, a nice off-speed pitch that time from Tilly. 0-1 the count. 1 run in. A couple of base hits this inning as the 0-1's fouled off by Cade Dingler off the left side. Now he's behind 0-2. Holiday standing at second base. Dylan Cup got aboard with a base hit, worked his way over to second base, came home on an RBI single by Holiday. 0-2 the count. The pitch to Dingler outside, holds off and watches ball 1. 1-2 the count. Tilly had one to waste that time to see if the senior would go after it. He doesn't.
The hot-hitting Denver Nail waits on deck. He is one of the best hitters of the season. There's a hit batsman.
Yeah, 1-2 pitch comes way inside that time. Cade Dingler stands still and lets it kerplunk off his shoulder, so he's aboard with 1 out.
Denver Nail went 3 for 4 in the game Tuesday against Pickens.
Number 10, Corbin Gazort.
That was Corbin Gazort. Denver Nail will be after him. Corbin Gazort also has been hitting a good stick of late for the Bulldogs, and he's got a chance here in the top of the first with 1 out and runners on first and second.
Gazort trying to help himself out as he's going to be on the mound for the Dogs. The first pitch to the senior drops in there. Another nice pitch from Tilly, 0-1 the count.
He took something off of it and dropped it in over the plate there. 0-1 the count to the Bulldogs pitcher.
Checks the runner at second. The 1-0, or the 0-1 to Corbin Gazort pops away from the catcher. Each runner will move up 90 feet. Now 2 runners in scoring position. Dingler at second base and Holiday at third base. 1 away, Dogs on top 1-0 here at Pickens. Top of the first inning on the Big AA, WGAA Radio 106.1 FM and AM 1340. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. The pitch to Gazort. Inside just by a bit, 2-1.
Yeah, he tried to paint the inside corner that time, but just a bit too far in. Good-looking pitch, though. It just misses the zone, and Corbin's ahead as the batter, 2 balls and a strike.
Tilly, the freshman pitcher, here for the Dragons. 2 runners in scoring position. 2-1 drops in, and it's a strike.
It was a very similar spot there. I must have been a little bit further in. 2 balls and 2 strikes now.
2-2 the count with 1 away. Runners at second and third. The pitch to Corbin swings. A comebacker back to the mound. Pitcher fields, throws down to first, and now there's 2 away.
And Logan, he's able to look the runner back to third base. M.J. Holiday was leaning toward
Now batting for the Bulldogs,
plate.
number 11, Denver Nail.
But with the ball hit to that side of the infield, tough to move over. And M.J. stays put at third base. It's up to Denver now if the Dogs score any more. 1-0 lead.
The pitch to Nail. Outside, called strike. 0-1 the count to the second baseman.
A paint job there by the starting hurler.
The 0-1 to Nail. A little bit closer to the plate. Another strike called. 0-2 the count. Nail's gotten behind. He's going to have to battle back here. The senior K. Dingler at second base. The junior M.J. Holiday at third. And the 0-2 to Denver Nail. Outside away from the catcher. Holiday comes home and he slides in past the tag attempt. And the Dogs lead 2-0. That time the catcher got to it quickly, Andrew. It was just the speed of M.J. Holiday that got the run across.
He did, and it was a race to the plate to try to apply the tag. Runner also moves up to third base, and the Dogs lead now 2-0, and it's a 2-ball, 2-strike count.
The pitch to Nail. Inside again, pops away from the catcher, but not far enough. Cade Dingler will head back to third base. 2 balls, 2 strikes here to Denver Nail. 2 out in the inning. 2 runs across. Dylan Cupp scored on an RBI hit by M.J. Holiday. Holiday scored on a passed ball or pitch that popped away from the catcher. This one to Nail. Drops in the zone. He watches strike 3, and that brings an end to the inning. But not before the Dogs get a couple of base hits and 2 runs across. We'll head to the bottom of the first inning. 2-0 Cedartown here on the Big Double A.
Bradford's Drug Store on North Main Street in Cedartown is your locally owned and operated Good Neighbor Pharmacy. Bradford's accepts most prescription plans, and remember Bradford's for all of your gift and decor needs. Bradford's pharmacist takes time to get to know you, explain your medication, and answer any questions that you may have. Go by and see Bill Brewster and all the fine folks at Bradford's the next time you need a prescription filled. Also use their convenient drive-thru. Bradford's Drug Store, 500 North Main Street, Cedartown, 770-748-3100. And all the folks at Bradford say, go Dogs. Cedar Valley Golf Course has been the place to play golf in Cedartown and Polk County for nearly a century. Locally owned and operated since 1924, Cedar Valley Golf Course offers 18 holes of some of the most beautiful fairways and greens in the area. Cedar Valley Golf Course is a proud supporter of the Cedartown High School Bulldogs and the greater Cedartown and Polk County region. Call for tee time 770-748-9671, located just south of Cedartown at 1811 Buchanan Highway. Cedartown's original golf course, Cedar Valley Golf Course.
Cedartown High School Baseball is on the Big Double A.
Welcome back. It's the bottom half of the first inning, and 2-0 lead for the Cedartown Bulldogs as Cedartown's senior pitcher, number 10, Corbin Kazort, will complete his warm-up tosses. The Bulldogs with a couple of hits in the top of the first inning, able to bring across a couple of runs, and now the Dragons will come to the plate.
It's going to be Connor Schaus, Anthony Antonozzi, and Hunter White here in the bottom of the first inning as Pickens is going up against Corbin Kazort. Pickens, a very talented offense. We talked about it in the game on Tuesday, scored a ton of runs in that series against Central earlier this year. I believe they won a game 16-13 over the Lions. We'll see if their offense can start hot as Cedartown's did in the top of the first inning. It's going to be the freshman Connor Schaus to start things out. Playing shortstop, but also a pitcher, does a little bit of everything for the Dragons. They'll try to get aboard to start out in the home half of the first inning. Kazort stares in. The senior is set, fires in the first pitch. Smacker over to third base, a grounder fielded, throws across the diamond. Nice stretch by Zane Barrow. The senior makes the catch for out number 1.
Yeah, very good play there to get the first out on the first pitch. Cade Dingler handles the hop over there at third base and completes the 5-3 put out, 1 away. As number 5 comes to the plate, the catcher, Anthony Antonozzi.
Antonozzi, the junior. 1 pitch, 1 out. The second pitch from Kazort. Right down Main Street for a called strike. 0-1 the count. 1 away, nobody aboard for the Dragons. Schaus retired on that grounder to third base. The 0-1 to Antonozzi. Outside strike, called again, 0-2 the count. Outside part of the zone's been called a couple times so far on these couple of these fastballs for both sides. 0-2 the count. Kazort's gotten out ahead. We'll see if Antonozzi can battle back. The 0-2 is low. Holds the swing back, and now it's 1-2.
Yeah, the zone has been pretty wide for this home plate umpire here. It's been consistently wide. See if that continues on here.
1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. And the pitch from Kazort. Big cut and misses. Strikeout. Now 2 away.
Yeah, blew him away with the fastball there inside, and he's going to take his seat. 2 quick outs here in the bottom half of the first.
Pickens Dragons, number 10, Hunter White.
Brings up the right fielder, Hunter White now. Bases are empty. 2 away. Bottom of the first inning, 2-0 Cedartown on top. The pitch to White. Fouled off and behind him. 0-1 the count. Kazort trying to generate a 1-2-3 inning here in the first. The senior is set. The 0-1 to White. Right down the middle, back where it came from and down for a base hit. Hits right where the grass and infield collide, and he's going to be safely with a 2-out single.
Just about beheaded
Batting for the Pickens
Corbin Kazort there.
Number 28, Seth Dinsmore.
Brings up the cleanup batter, the DH, Seth Dinsmore. The senior stepping up to the plate, a guy that we saw make quite a few nice swings and some good contact in Tuesday's game at Cedartown. Runner at first base is Hunter White, 2 away in the bottom of the first inning. Kazort's going to throw down to first base, and White is back to the bag safely. 2-0 Cedartown on top. Home half of the first. Seth Dinsmore, the senior DH, batting for the second baseman, Evan Giddens. First pitch to Dinsmore. Again on the outside edge, and again a strike called. 0-1 the count. Catcher Eli Barrow able to take a half step over and make the catch, still get the strike called. The 0-1 comes a little further inside, off the plate, 1-1 the count.
Didn't miss by much, though. It was a pretty close pitch.
Runner at first base is Hunter White. Line drive single with 2 away. The next batter, Seth Dinsmore, here batting. The 1-1 to Dinsmore. Grounder to second base. Nail fields it, throws to second base as Dylan Cupp was covering the bag, and that's going to be the 3rd out. The Dogs allow a base hit, but that's it. We're going to head to the top of the second inning. Cedartown 2 and Pickens nothing here on WGAA Radio.
Cedartown Automotive is your one-stop for all your automotive needs. For oil changes, new tires, or tire repair, brake work, tune-ups, air conditioner service, or repair, think of Cedartown Automotive. Cedartown Automotive is a longtime supporter of Cedartown High School athletics here on WGAA. Cedartown Automotive on East Avenue in Cedartown. Give them a call today at 770-749-5040 or stop by their beautiful location for fast and friendly service. And all the folks at Cedartown Automotive say, go Dogs! Daniel's Green Services and Handyman, your best choice for total home renovation or even small projects. 770-862-1240. 770-862-1240. Painting, siding, concrete, windows, pressure washing, flooring, drywall, doors, roofing, electrical, and even lawn care. They're fully insured and will do a great job. Check them out on Facebook, Daniel's Green Services and Handyman, your best choice. 770-862-1240.
Cedartown High School Baseball is on the Big Double A.
Bulldogs, 12, Zane Barrow.
3-1 complete. Cedartown with a 2-0 lead. 2 runs on a couple of hits for the Dogs. No runs on 1 hit for the Pickens Dragons.
Bottom third of the order coming up here in inning number 2 for the Dogs. Starting out with the senior, Zane Barrow. The pitch from Tilly, grounder left side and in foul territory. It's going to be Zane Barrow, his brother Eli Barrow, and Trent Johnson due up in the second. 3 hits in that first inning and 2 runs coming across. The 0-1 to Zane Barrow. Swings and misses at an off-speed pitch. A lot of movement on that one as it fell low and away outside of the zone. 0-2 the count now. Tilly is set, fires in the 0-2 to Barrow. Inside, ball 1.
It's the same area where it just missed in the previous inning. No call that time. 1 ball, 2 strikes now to Zane Barrow.
Second inning just underway and time called.
They're going to switch out baseballs, I believe, maybe a COVID protocol. Count is 1-2 to Zane Barrow. New baseball comes in to the home plate umpire.
Dogs trying to get something going again on offense here in the second inning. 2 runs across in the first. The 1-2 to Zane Barrow. Grounder towards shortstop. Fields it on a couple of hops. Throws across the diamond. It's not in time. That's an infield hit for the senior, Zane Barrow, with nobody out.
Hats off to the shortstop, though, for Pickens. Gave it a valiant effort, was able to stop it. Made it a close play at first, but the speed of Zane Barrow beats it out. And now Eli Barrow, Bulldogs catcher, will come to the plate with a leadoff runner.
Bulldogs, number 20, Eli Barrow.
And over at shortstop, that's Connor Schaus. He made a number of good plays on Tuesday as well.
He
Somebody
sure did.
that we really singled out defensively for the Dragons.
No doubt about it.
Barrow with a big lead over at first base, and Tilly will throw over. Barrow back in time. Zane at first base. Sophomore Eli, the catcher, batting now. Hit that walk-off home run to beat Rockmart earlier in the year. He's had a few nice hits since then as well. First pitch to Eli. Fastball, can't catch up to it. 0-1 the count. Trent Johnson, the senior DH, on deck. Barrow gets the call in from third base coach and head coach of the Dogs, Kevin Johnson. Tilly, the freshman, checks Zane Barrow over at first base. The 0-1, Barrow goes for second. There was a ball, and he's going to slide in safely, taking second base. The throw offline a bit by Antonozzi. 1 ball, 1 strike now to Eli Barrow, and another runner in scoring position for Cedartown as Zane Barrow's at second.
Got a timeout called as we got a coaching visit to the mound here. We mentioned before about the facility here at Pickens. When we were here in the fall for softball, they had this field configured for softball, and I don't know if you can see it in our camera shot, but there's a circle drawn out on this artificial turf here, which is where the pitching circle is for softball, which is just a little bit shorter than the pitching mound is. And they bring out the mound here and kind of place it out there in its right place, in different spots for the bases, of course, for softball and baseball, and a shorter fence. They bring out a temporary fence for that. But that meeting is over with, and a 1-1 count to Eli Barrow with Zane Barrow, his senior brother, at second base with nobody out here in the second.
Leadoff base hit for Zane. We'll see what Eli can do. 1-1 the count. Tilly is ready. Checks Barrow at second. The 1-1 to Eli. Low and outside, ball 2. 2 balls and 1 strike. Some chants and some noise coming from the Cedartown dugout. Top of the second inning. The pitch to Eli. Grounder towards third base, and it's foul. That'll even up the count, 2-2 now. Logan Maddox, Andrew Carter with you here in beautiful Jasper, Georgia, on the campus of Pickens High School.
Not only a great facility, but a great setting. Whenever you drive down in the driveway to this school, you see the mountains in the background. It's just one of the prettiest places we get to visit. 2-2 the count to Eli Barrow. And Trent Johnson, the DH, on deck. Nobody out. 2-2 the count.
Zane at second base. The pitch to Eli. Reaches out, has a grounder towards shortstop. He'll field and drop it. Trying to make the exchange from glove to hand, and Connor Schaus with a small mistake that time. That'll let Eli Barrow reach. It was going to be a tough throw either way because Eli pretty fast for a catcher. But Schaus unable to cleanly make the transition from glove to hand.
Cole Dingler's going to go in and run for Eli Barrow at first base.
Now batting for the Bulldogs, number 9, Trent Johnson.
Trent Johnson's had limited at-bats this year, so we'll see what he gets to do here. Batting in the 9 hole for the Bulldogs is the DH, hitting for Harlem Diamond, the left fielder.
Johnson with an RBI hit in Tuesday's game as he came in and batted for Harlem Diamond late against the Dragons. Senior DH batting 9th here in Game 2 of this series, Game 1 of this doubleheader today. Time still called, so the home plate umpire can make another note. Cole Dingler, the freshman, at first base. The senior Zane Barrow at second base. And the senior Trent Johnson about to step into the batter's box. 2-0, Cedartown on top at Pickens, top of inning number 2. First pitch to Johnson, strike called. Lower part of the zone, 0-1 the count.
He dropped a breaking ball in there and did get the lower call, 0-1 now to Johnson. Dylan Cupp on deck.
The 0-1 bounces up there, ball 1.
Now, if there's a base open, Dylan Cupp's probably going to get walked. It seems to be a theme here, but we'll see what Trent does.
1-1 comes inside again, drops out of the zone, 2-1. Able to get a strike called on the first pitch of this at bat, but back-to-back balls. We'll see what Tilly comes with. 2-1 the count, 2 runners aboard at first and second for the Dogs. Nobody out. The 2-1 to Johnson. Swings at a fastball high and right on the edge of the outside corner. 2-2 as he misses it. 2 balls, 2 strikes, nobody out.
Trent's a junior.
Oh, he's a junior. Okay. The 2-2, he's going to have a liner over to shortstop. They'll throw to first, almost getting Cole Dingler, but he slides back to the bag in time. So they avoid the double play as Trent Johnson, the junior, lines one over to shortstop, 1 away.
So that'll bring up Dylan Cupp.
Now batting for the Bulldogs, number 3, Dylan Cupp.
Mississippi State commit, a very competitive batter. Of course, they're going to walk him and walk the bases loaded. Shocker there.
We've seen quite a few teams do it this year, and it is what it is. So bases loaded with 1 out now. A force at any base for MJ Holiday. MJ with a RBI single to right field last inning.
MJ Holiday.
Cedartown 2 and Pickens nothing. His first pitch is outside of the zone. 1-0 the count. Reese Tanner on deck, hoping he'll have a chance to come up. The 1-0 drops in, a beauty. A lot of movement that time from Tilly. Evens up the count, 1-1. One ball, 1 strike, 1 out. The pitch grounded towards second base. He will field, only play is to first, and they'll get MJ Holiday out. But the ground out does score another run. It's 3-0 Dogs as Zane Barrow comes home.
Now batting for the Bulldogs, number 2, Reese Tanner.
Two out now. Here's Reese Tanner. Connects on the first pitch towards first base. They'll field, throw to the pitcher, and do they get it in time? They do. So that'll be the 3rd out. The Dogs get a couple of base hits and a walk this inning. But we're going to head to the bottom of the 2nd as Cedartown adds 1 run. It's 3-0 Dogs here on the Big Double A.
Rocky and Patty Tillery, 2 Cedartown High School graduates, and they stayed right here in the county and went into business. They employ right at 100 people, and they've been doing that for a long time. Most of their work is from out of the county, but they want to push our youngsters here, no matter what they're doing, Little League, Pony League, high school baseball, basketball, football, and soccer, and that's Polk County Public Service. They appreciate serving you.
Coverage of Cedartown High School Bulldogs baseball on the Big Double A is brought to you in part by Republican State Representative Trey Kelly of Cedartown.
This is Representative Trey Kelly. Amy and I want to wish all the players and coaches a safe and successful season. You've worked hard to represent us on the field, and I'm proud to represent you in the Georgia House of Representatives. Again, this is Representative Trey Kelly, and I want to thank you for listening to the Big Double A. Go Dogs!
This announcement paid for by State Representative Trey Kelly, kellyforhouse.com.
Cedartown High School Baseball is on the Big Double A.
Welcome back here. The Pickens Dragons. Pickens Dragons will lead things off. We do understand that there is a problem with the audio at the radio station. We're working to get that fixed as quickly as we can. But the Dogs will be on defense here as the Pickens Dragons come to the plate here in the bottom half of the 2nd, and a 3-0 lead for Cedartown.
First pitch about to be made to Drake Sutton, and it's going to be a strike at the knees, 0-1 the count.
Another low call, but he got it.
5, 6, and 7 batters coming up for the Dragons here in the bottom of the second. Sutton, Whitmore, and Ledbetter. Starting out with the senior third baseman. The 0-1. Fouled back. And quickly Sutton behind, 0-2. Jared Whitmore, the center fielder, comes in, retrieves that foul ball. Heads back to his position on deck. Corbin Kazort, the senior, fires in the 0-2. Another strikeout for Corbin. Swings and misses. Out number 1.
Kazort's been throwing a good ball today. That's what, his second strikeout today?
Strikeout number 2.
Number 26, Jared Whitmore.
Brings up the senior center fielder, Jared Whitmore, for Pickens. Number 6 batter in this lineup. He'll try to get aboard here in the second. The pitch. Ball called low and inside. 1-0 the count. Bulldogs trying to get their 12th win of the year and get their 9th win in region play here in game 1 of this doubleheader. That one fouled off on the left side, evens up the count. 1-1. Pickens trying to get back above 500. They started this series with a 9-8 record after that 7-run loss on Tuesday, fell to 9-9. The 1-1 to Jared Whitmore. Inside almost hit him, and they'll say it did.
Said it hit the jersey. I'm not so sure about that. But
Dragons.
it was a very delayed call there, but it's just the way it goes. That's the first mistake there thrown by Corbin Kazort. He has not walked a batter.
Just able to nick Jared Whitmore, the senior, the speedy center fielder over there at first base. And here comes the freshman, Trace Ledbetter. Kazort. The pitch. It's high, ball 1. Ledbetter, the number 7 batter in the lineup, playing first base for Pickens here in the first of this doubleheader on Friday. Checks Whitmore over there at first base, and he'll throw down to first base. Not really trying to get him out or anything, just keeping him honest over there at the back. 1-0 the count to Trace Ledbetter. Corbin Kazort, the senior, on the mound for Cedartown. Looks back at first. The 1-0 to Ledbetter. Strike called. Coming with a fastball that time. Putting it directly in the zone. 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Bottom of the second, Cedartown on top, 3-0. And the 1-1 from Kazort. That one's low, gets away from Barrow, but just able to catch up to it. Whitmore over there at first base, not threatening to steal. 2-1 the count now.
You know, when Eli turned his back, I was thinking he might try to run, but he didn't. He stayed at first base, and that's fortunate for the Bulldogs there.
Kazort again checking Whitmore over there at first base. The 2-1. Hit over towards second base over the head of Denver Nail. It's going to land into shallow right field. Fielded by M.J. Holiday. Actually throws down to second base and just to check the runner at second. So a base hit there for Trace Ledbetter.
Well, let me tell you this, Logan. He almost got the force. It got there almost at the exact same time as the runner did. He almost had the force out. So it was a very close play. And now it'll be the left-handed batter to come to the plate with runners at first and second and 1 out.
Yeah, that's number 8, Parker Rhodes for Pickens. Number 8 batter in the lineup, the left fielder. Runners at first and second with 1 out. The pitch to Rhodes. High and outside, ball 1. Corbin Kazort allowed the 1 base hit in the first inning. Just allowed his second base hit of the game. Had a hit by pitch that put Jared Whitmore aboard before that. The 1-0 to Rhodes. A little bit closer towards the zone, but still called a ball. 2-0 the count.
I think it might have been a little bit high, too. Not by much, but enough to warrant the ball 2 call. 2-0 the count now, runners first and second. And the Pickens Dragons are threatening here.
1 out, the bottom of the second inning. He'll throw down to first base, or at least fake a throw. And now they're going to talk about it, and that is the ball. You've got to make the throw in that situation.
I'll tell you, though, that was another delayed call, but, that was –
it's the right call.
That was it. Now the field umpire and the home plate umpire are actually talking about it, and they're kind of they might be in some kind of disagreement there, but on which is what. They're going to send him back. Looks like they're going to send him back, so it's not a balk. That's not something you see every day.
Yep.
Now the field umpire and home plate umpire are.
Now
the coach is coming in to talk to the home plate umpire.
Well, he's got a case here.
He's got a little bit of a gripe. By the way, while we have this break, I want to thank the coaching staff here for the Pickens Dragons. Their head coach is Coach Bates.
Check that. Head coach is Adam Williams.
Adam Williams. And he was very gracious to us when we got here. He was the first person we saw, the first person to the field today, and we got here pretty early. And he showed us around their facility. They're very proud of what they have here, and they should be.
Yeah, great indoor facility just out of the view on the first base line. So I guess we're ready to go now. 2-0 the count, 1 out, runners at first and second. Kazort is set. The 2-0 to Parker Rhodes. Outside again, ball 3. 3 balls and no strikes. 1 out here in inning number 2. Kazort, the senior, in danger of walking them loaded here. 3-0 the count. The pitch from Kazort right down the middle. Still a hitter's count here with 1 away.
We'll see if Rhodes is swinging here on the 3-1 pitch. If it's close, he probably will.
Whitmore at second, Ledbetter at first. Parker Rhodes at the plate. 1 out and the 3-1. Fouled back, and now it's full. So Kazort got into a little bit of trouble here early in this at-bat. 3 consecutive balls, but threw a strike down the middle. Got a foul ball there, and now it's a full count. He'll try to get out number 2 right here. Parker Rhodes, the outfielder here at the plate. A full count with 1 away. The payoff pitch. Low, ball 4, and they are loaded.
Boy, that was close. That was right over the plate, Logan, but just a little bit low.
Number 16, James Tilley.
And now a opportunity here for the Dragons to at least get a couple of runs on a base hit. Extra base hit might mean one more run than that. 3-0 lead for the Bulldogs here, but Pickens is threatening.
This is the Dragons offense that we knew was talented. They're going to try to get on the board here with 1 out. James Tilley, the number 9 batter and the pitcher, could help himself out here. The first pitch to him is low, but stopped, and a good stop by Eli Barrow. Bounces up there, but the sophomore got in front of it.
The corner infielders are playing a little bit in. Middle infielders playing about normal depth, hoping for a double play up the middle.
Tilley at the plate. The 1-0 from Kazort hits him, and Pickens is on the board.
And that one didn't feel good.
Batting for the Pickens Dragons, number 6, Connor Shaw.
That brings home Jared Whitmore. Ledbetter to third, Rhodes to second, Tilley at first base, and we're back to the top of the order. It's Connor Schaus.
And we got a coaching visit. After the hit batsman, Coach Evans out there to talk to the Bulldogs battery, including Corbin Kazort and Eli Barrow.
And take this time out to shout out the Cedartown staff. The Dogs coached by head coach Kevin Johnson, assistant coach Ryan Evans, the pitching specialist who's out there right now. Other assistants include Jeff Dingler, Josh Davenport, Dustin Little, and Austin Pope. And we mentioned Pickens earlier. They are coached by head coach Adam Williams and assistants Zach Martin, Scott Smith, Taylor Haney, Christian Stewart, and Chris Huff. Meeting on the mound is over with. Evans heads back to the dugout. Bases loaded here with 1 out, 1 run across in the inning on a bases loaded hit by pitch. And we'll see how Corbin Kazort tries to attack Connor Schaus.
Dogs have, were the recipient of a bases loaded hit by pitch back at Northwest Woodfield that won the game for the Bulldogs. But now a base hit could tie the game.
Schaus grounded out to third base on the first pitch he saw. Takes the first pitch of this at-bat, and it's low. Bounces up there 1-0.
You know, Corbin was really cruising earlier and now struggling here in this second inning.
The 1-0 grounded over to third base. They're going to go to first and get out number 2, but another run scores for Pickens, and it's 3-2.
That's the right play. You don't have enough time to turn 2 there. You just have to get that out and surrender the run.
So another ground out for Schaus, but that one does bring home a run. It scores Trace Ledbetter. Rhodes to third and Tilley to second. 2 out. And here's the catcher, Anthony Antonozzi. Tying run at third base. The run that would give them the lead is at second base. The pitch to Antonozzi is high and inside, ball 1. We'll just call him Ant.
Sounds good to me.
The junior catcher struck out swinging in the first inning. 0 for 1 on the day. The 1-0 turns on it. It's in fair territory, but they're going to say it's fouled off, and it was. That's the right call. 1-1. Good hustle that time from Eli Barrow, though, just in case. We'll pick it up.
Anytime the ball gets in front of the plate, and it probably made contact with him after he fouled it, but always a good idea to get to it, and just in case you have to throw it.
The 1-1. High chopper over to third base, and it eats him up, and we are tied.
That's a tough play, but that's a play that he's got to make. It's an E5.
Dragons. Number 10, Hunter White.
Cade Dingler will make that play 9 times out of 10, but he bobbled it a little bit. He was thinking about what he wanted to do, and because of that, ended up bobbling the ball there right next to the mound, and that will tie the ball game up.
So Antonozzi that time able to get aboard. 2 out here in the bottom of the second inning. We're tied 3-3. Runners at the corners is James Tilley, the pitcher's at third base.
For the Dragons, Colby Brooks.
Colby Brooks running over there at first base for the catcher, Antonozzi. Number 3 batter in the lineup, Hunter White, comes up. Still a chance for Pickens to take the lead here in the second inning.
The go-ahead run is 90 feet away at third.
White singled last time up. He'll try to go 2 for 2 and add another run to the board. The pitch from Kazort. Inside, almost hit him, ball 1. White had to jerk away there to avoid getting hit.
You know, in this doubleheader, Dogs certainly need Corbin to go as long as they can, as he can go, to save our bullpen.
The 1-0. Strike called. Frame job that time from Eli Barrow and a nice one. 1-1. It's right on the edge of, is it a ball, is it a strike? Pulls it a little bit closer and gets the call.
Especially with the fact that we do have the doubleheader and the fact that we used a couple of pitchers on Tuesday.
The 1-1 fouled back and off the netting, and now it's 1-2. Hunter White here at the plate, the right fielder. 2 out, the bottom of the second inning, 3-3 between Pickens and Cedartown here in Jasper. Cedartown with 2 runs in the first, 1 in the second. Dragons with all 3 runs here in the second. Kazort gets the call, the 1-2, it's low. Pops away from the catcher. The runner will take second, but the runner at third will stay put.
You know, even if that ball doesn't pop away, there, he was going to take second base. He took a really big jump there and got to second base pretty easily. The count is 2-2. I'm not sure what Eli was asking for.
Just an appeal, I suppose. 2 out, 2 runners in scoring position. The 2-2. Strike 3 called on the outside edge, and that'll bring it into the second inning. But the Pickens Dragons strike for 3 and tie it up. We'll head to the top of the third here on the Big AA, a 3-3 tie.
Have you been to Croker's Hardware and Supply lately? Croker's is the place to find everything you need, from boots to fencing, from plumbing supplies to wood and gas stove fittings, everything, even paint and flooring. Whether you're building or repairing, everything you need is right here at Croker's Hardware on East Avenue. Name brands galore right here in your back door. Orca and Yeti coolers and tumblers, case knives, native eyewear, buck stove grills, and more. At Croker's, you can find everything.
Go by and see the friendly staff there at 1192 Rockmart Highway. That's Croker's Hardware in Cedartown.
One of the pillars of a strong community is knowing your neighbors. We believe it's important to know your neighbor. To know that the person down the street selling you your car is the person you'll see grilling with you at the block party. It's important to be a part of a community, and Peach State Ford is proud to be a part of historic Cedartown, Rockmart, and Rome, and even prouder to be rated one of the best in the country in customer service. Nobody knows trucks or people like Peach State Ford.
2076 Rockmart Highway, Cedartown, 866-872-6660.
Cedartown High School Baseball is on the Big Double A.
Welcome back here as we begin the third inning. It's a all-new game. Cedartown and Pickens are now tied 3-3. A little bit of trouble in the third inning for Corbin Kazort. The bases were loaded for a while, and he had a hit batsman and then an error at third base, which allowed another run to score. But the go-ahead run was left stranded at third base, and the Bulldogs will try to respond here in kind and score some runs here in the top half of the third inning.
Part of the order coming up for Cedartown, 4, 5, and 6 batters, starting out with Cade Dingler. First pitch to the senior is connected, a drive to left center field, keeps going back, but the center fielder will make the catch on the run for out number 1.
Boy, he hit that a ton, Logan, but it was a bit too low. It was a line drive, but the center fielder able to track over there and get to it.
Bulldogs, number 10, Corbin Kazort.
One of the hardest balls he's hit this year, but he hit it right at the center fielder there. Didn't have to move over that much, and that's the first out here on the top of the third.
Brings up Corbin Kazort now, the pitcher 0 for 1 on the day with a ground out. He'll try to get aboard for the first time here. That one bounces up there from James Tilley, the freshman right-hander. 1 ball and no strikes. Dogs with 2 runs in the first, 1 in the second. The 1-0 from Tilley. Again, attacking that outside edge and getting the call. Evens it up, 1-1. Kazort, the pitcher for Cedartown here at the plate. The 1-1, driven left center field as well. This one, the left fielder will come in and make the catch for the second out. So now 2 out here in the third inning.
Number 11, Denver Nail.
Dogs making solid contact here in this inning, but hitting it right at outfielders. So we'll see if Denver Nail can get the Bulldogs a base runner here in this third inning.
Struck out the first time up. First pitch he sees is outside of the batter's box, but a called strike, 0-1. 0-1 to Nail. Same spot, a little bit further outside. 1-1 the count. We talked about it, Nail with a great game on Tuesday, 3 for 4, but struck out looking his first time up. Looking for his first hit of the day as the 1-1 is fouled off the netting, 1-2. Zane Barrow on deck, the senior, hoping he'll have a chance to come up. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 out, and the pitch from Tilley. Grounder, and it is going to be stopped by Schaus at shortstop, but he'll just have to hold it there. A good job, honestly, just to catch up to it.
Yeah.
Base hit there for Denver Nail.
Keeps it in the infield.
Bulldogs, number 12, Zane Barrow.
He knocks it down, but unfortunately for the Pickens Dragons, it was just too deep into the infield, and with Denver Nail over there, his first base hit of the day, and Zane Barrow will come to the plate.
The senior 1 for 1 with a single last time up. He came around to score. They'll have a check throw over to first base, and Nail is back in time, slides in head first. 2 out. It was 2 fly balls on 4 pitches to retire the first 2 batters, but then a base knock by Denver Nail. First pitch to Zane Barrow, high and tight, ball 1. His brother Eli standing on deck, still in his catcher's gear with 2 out. Tilley checks the runner at first. He'll throw down again, and Nail is back again. 1 ball, no strikes, 2 out, 3-3 tie here in the top of inning number 3 in Jasper. The 1-0 to Zane Barrow popped back and behind us out of play. 1 ball and 1 strike now. You're listening to Cedartown High School Baseball on WGAA Radio, on Facebook Live, on YouTube, and on the NFHS Network.
We understand we're back up and going at the radio station for those listening on radio. It's a 3-3 tie here in the top of the third. 1-1 count to the Bulldogs' first baseman, Zane Barrow.
And the pitch is high, out of the zone that time, 2-1 the count. There's 2 away here in the third inning. If you're just joining us on the radio, Cedartown with 2 runs in the first, 1 run in the second, jumped out to a 3-0 lead, but Pickens responded with 3 runs in the bottom of the second. Dogs trying to take the lead back here. The pitch to Zane. High, chases after it, swings and misses. 2-2 now. That one outside of the zone. It was ball 3, but went after anyway. 2-2 the count now with 2 out. And the pitch to Zane Barrow hits him. That keeps this inning going.
So we'll see if Eli Barrow can maybe untie the game here, if he can get a base hit. Denver Nell's in scoring position at second base. Extra base hit could score Zane with his speed.
Now batting for the Bulldogs, number 20, Eli Barrow.
Eli reached last inning as he had a sharp grounder over to shortstop that Schaus kind of missed it, trying to get it from the glove.
Right.
2 runners aboard with 2 out in a 3-3 tie. Big situation here for Eli. And the first pitch is low, gets away from the catcher. He hasn't found the ball yet, and the runners will move up 90 feet.
And that's pretty good instinct there by Eli Barrow. He stayed in the batter's box. He doesn't have to move there. The catcher did not see where the ball was. It was actually behind Eli, and because of that, the runners were able to move up 90 feet.
Just gamesmanship there. 2 runners in scoring position. The 1-0 to Barrow. Swings and misses at a heater low. 1-1 now. Zane Barrow at second base. Denver Nell at third base. Tied 3-3. The 1-1 to Eli. Swings and misses again. Thinking about a homer, but getting a strike.
Yeah, the breaking ball, he just didn't get it there. Now, Dogs down their final strike here in the third.
The 1-2 to Eli. Swings and misses again. Gets away from the catcher. They'll have to throw down to first. And he's safe, and a run scores, and Cedartown's on top 4-3.
Well, a strikeout will give the Dogs the lead here as the throw went down to first. Since first base was not occupied, he's able to head over there. And
just how you drew it up.
That's right.
A strikeout to break the tie here in the third inning.
So runners will be at the corners, and we'll head back to Trent Johnson here.
Now batting for the Bulldogs, number 9, Trent Johnson.
And the Dogs lead 4-3.
Johnson, the junior DH, with a line out last inning. What happened that time is Denver Nell came home, and Antonozzi behind the plate was thinking maybe he could tag him, realized wouldn't be able to, threw down to first, and it was too late. Runner will take second with no throw as it was a swing and a miss on the first pitch to Trent Johnson. 0-1 the count. 2 out, 2 runners in scoring position now. And the 0-1 to Johnson hits him on the helmet, and the bases are loaded. And we're back to the top of the order, and you're not going to walk Dylan Cupp in this situation.
You can't walk him here, not with the bases
Now
loaded.
batting for the Bulldogs, number 3, Dylan Cupp.
Cupp has scored once. He had a base hit to start the game, and he walked his last time, an intentional walk, and we got a coaching visit now.
They're going to talk it over with the freshman James Tilley. 1 run across for the Dogs here in the top of the third inning. Cedartown with all this damage with 2 out. If you'll remember, it was 4 pitches that generated the first 2 outs. A fly ball to center field, a fly ball to left field that retired Dingler and Kazort, but a base hit for Nail, a hit by pitch for Zane Barrow, a strikeout but reaching on the drop third strike by Eli, and then a hit by pitch for Trent Johnson. And Cedartown on top now, 4-3 in the top of the third. And here's Dylan Cupp. Dylan with a single in the first inning, an intentional walk last time. The first pitch to Dylan Cupp, bases loaded with 2 out. It's going to be a fly ball to right field. Right fielder trying to settle underneath it, and he'll make the catch for the third out. But not before Cedartown gets four consecutive batters aboard, and they bring home a run. Dogs now lead at 4-3 as we head to the home half of the third here on the Big AA.
Live Wire Surplus. Stop in today at 546 North Main Street. New items are arriving all the time. At Live Wire, they have unbelievable deals on lawnmowers, weed eaters, and leaf blowers. But that's not all. How about your patio? Live Wire has top-of-the-line grills, patio tables and chairs, fire pits, and so much more. All fresh off the truck, brand new, still packaged, and priced to sell. Live Wire Surplus, 678-861-5021. Take your truck. You're going to need it to load up on the savings.
You know, texting while driving is dangerous. That's not new information. Yet most people admit to doing it anyway. Drivers are 23 times more likely to be involved in a car accident while texting. Know the facts and wait to text. The danger is real and it applies to you. Auto Owners Insurance, the no problem people. Information provided by Virginia Tech Transportation Institute.
Burgess Insurance Services in Rome, 222 North 5th Avenue Southwest, 706-234-5680. And in Cedartown, 114 South Philpott Street, 770-748-4165.
Cedartown High School Baseball is on the Big AA.
We head to the home half of the third. The Cedartown Bulldogs lead 4-3. But, Logan, I feel like it could have been a lot more than that. The Bulldogs leave the bases loaded in the top of the inning. And now the Dragons will have the middle of their order up.
Yeah, Seth Dinsmore starting things out. First pitch to him must have been high, ball one. It'll be Dinsmore, Sutton, and Whitmore, 4, 5, and 6 batters for the Dragons coming up. Kazort is set. The 1-0 to Dinsmore. Swings and misses a big cut on an inside pitch that kept coming inside. 1-1 now.
Yeah, good motion there on the pitch by Corbin. We'll see what he comes back with here on a 1-1 count.
Dinsmore 0 for 1 with a ground out. Grounded into a fielder's choice. Watches strike two, a fastball on the outside edge, and now it's 1-2.
If Corbin can throw it there again, he'll get strike three, whether it's a swing and a miss or it's a called strike three.
The 1-2 to Dinsmore. Low, ball two. Bulldogs faced 8 batters last inning. Corbin got the first out on 3 pitches, a strikeout, but then let 4 consecutive players reach. The 2-2 to Dinsmore. Grounded left side, but foul. And we'll set it back up for another 2-2 situation. Now remember, this is the first game of a doubleheader, so make sure to join us for the second game. It'll start about 20-25 minutes after this first one finishes up. We'll have it on the radio, on Facebook Live, on YouTube, and on the NFHS Network. The 2-2 to Dinsmore.
Must have been high.
Must have been. Fastball that time, sort of away from the plate, still in the zone as far as that goes, but a bit high, and it's a full count now, 3-2. Good plate discipline by Seth Dinsmore. Senior DH batting for the second baseman, Giddens. And the payoff pitch from Kazort is low, ball 4, and Dinsmore earns a leadoff walk to get aboard.
Batting for the Pickens Dragons, number 7, Drake Sutton.
Brings up Drake Sutton with nobody out. First time this game that the Dragons have had a leadoff base runner. And Dinsmore, the senior, will run over there at first base. Sutton 0 for 1 with a strikeout. We saw him pitch in game 1 of this series back on Tuesday. Playing third base defensively here for the Pickens Dragons in game 2. The pitch to Sutton. Fouled off on the right side and out of play heading towards the parking lot. No balls and 1 strike. Jared Whitmore stands on deck. He worked his way around the bases, and he was the first run that scored last inning. Kazort checks Dinsmore over at first base. The 0-1 to Sutton gets through the legs of Eli Barrow, hits off the backstop, comes back to him, and Dinsmore standing at first base. Not trying to head to second that time.
81 miles per hour there on that pitch. We do have a radar gun here, by the way. So
1 ball, 1 strike, nobody out, runner at first base, and Drake Sutton here at the plate, the 1-1 to him. Ball 2.
That one also didn't miss by much. 81 mile per hour fastball right over the plate, but Again, it must have been a bit high, 2-1 the count.
2 balls, 1 strike. Trying to get the first out here in the bottom of the third. Cedartown on top, 4-3. That one is low, and now it's a hitter's count, 3-1. It was a full count in the first at bat of this half inning. And Dinsmore was able to draw a walk. Now a 3-1 count against Drake Sutton. And the pitch from Kazort. Low ball 4, and he's walked the first 2 batters of this inning.
And I'll tell you, Logan, these pitches have not missed by much. That was a very close pitch.
Not missing by much, but still struggling to perfectly locate that zone. Now a dangerous situation. 2 runners aboard, nobody out. Seth Dinsmore at second base and Drake Sutton at first base. And Jared Whitmore, the senior, coming up. He was hit by a pitch last time and came home to score.
The tying and go-ahead runs aboard for the Dragons.
The first pitch to Whitmore. Strike called. Able to get it a little bit further down in the zone from where he'd been aiming and not getting the call. 0-1. Dogs on top by 1 run, trying to preserve that here. The 0-1 outside edge called strike. They've called it this whole game in that spot where from up here it looks pretty clearly off the plate, but it's the zone.
Well, again, you got to throw it there if they're going to give it to you.
You're absolutely right. The 0-2 from Kazort inside, a good stop by Eli Barrow, and that's the first ball of this at bat, 1-2.
He threw that one about 82 miles per hour, but it got away from him low and in. The count 1-2.
Jared Whitmore, the center fielder for Pickens at the plate. 2 runners aboard, 1-run ball game in the bottom of the third. Still nobody out. The 1-2 to Whitmore. He ducks in, or else he might have been hit on his helmet. 2-2 now. There's high and tight, and then there's that pitch. Lost control a bit. The 2-2 from Kazort. Strike 3 called. Outside edge, that one over the plate. And Whitmore watches as he's the first out.
Number 15, Trace Ledbetter.
Brings up the first baseman, Trace Ledbetter, 1 for 1 with a single last inning. Freshman came around to score. 2 runners aboard. He'll try to get another base knock right here with 1 out. The pitch to the freshman. Swings. It's going to be a grounder to second base. Nail Fields flips to Cup, throws to first. And that's a 4-6-3 double play. That will take us to the top of the 4th inning as the Dogs get into a little bit of trouble, allow 2 walks, but then a strikeout and a 4-6-3 double play will clean up things.
Lemke, Belliard, and McGriff could not have turned it better than that. That was a pretty good-looking play there on the 4-6-3 double play. Great job there. That's showing my age a little bit, isn't it? We head now to the top of the 4th, and Cedartown holds on to the 4-3 lead.
Bradford's Drugstore on North Main Street in Cedartown is your locally owned and operated Good Neighbor Pharmacy. Bradford's accepts most prescription plans, and remember Bradford's for all of your gift and decor needs. Bradford's pharmacist takes time to get to know you, explain your medication, and answer any questions that you may have. Go by and see Bill Brewster and all the fine folks at Bradford's the next time you need a prescription filled. Also use their convenient drive-thru. Bradford's Drugstore, 500 North Main Street, Cedartown, 770-748-3100, and all the folks at Bradford say, go Dogs. Cedar Valley Golf Course has been the place to play golf in Cedartown and Polk County for nearly a century. Locally owned and operated since 1924, Cedar Valley Golf Course offers 18 holes of some of the most beautiful fairways and greens in the area. Cedar Valley Golf Course is a proud supporter of the Cedartown High School Bulldogs and the greater Cedartown and Polk County region. Call for tee time 770-748-9671, located just south of Cedartown at 1811 Buchanan Highway. Cedartown's original golf course, Cedar Valley Golf Course.
Cedartown High School Baseball is on the Big Double
A fantastic 4-6-3 double play from Denver Nell to Dylan Cupp to first base to Zane Barrow to get the Bulldogs out of trouble in the bottom half of the 3rd inning. We head to the 4th. 2, 3, and 4 batters due up. MJ Holiday will lead it off for Cedartown here in the top of the 4th inning, and the Dogs holding on to a slim 4-3 lead.
Holiday 1 for 2 so far today. Had a RBI single to score the game's first run in the 1st inning. Coming up to the plate here in the top of the 4th, facing James Tilley. And that's going to be a grounder over to shortstop. Schaus Fields throws to first, and that's a quick first out. Retires MJ Holiday, 6-3 on the putout.
That'll bring up Reese
Running
Tanner.
for the Bulldogs, number 2, Reese Tanner.
After the quick 1 out. And that's big for the Pickens pitcher, able to get that first out pretty quickly.
Here's Reese Tanner. That's going to be a hard hit grounder, but right to the second baseman. Fields cleanly, throws to first. 2 pitches, 2 outs. That was something I was going to say before that pitch. If he held off on that one, Andrew, it's been way too many quick outs for Cedartown.
It has.
No long at bats, and that's just prolonging James Tilley here on the mound for Pickens. Keeping the pitch count low for the freshman and letting him get in a rhythm. So 2 pitches, 2 outs. Here's Cade Dingler. 1 for 2 with a single and a fly out. And the first pitch, he will wait and take ball 1, low and outside.
That fly out was not a cheap one either. It was a hard hit line drive to left center field that the center fielder judged well and got to it and made the squeeze his last time up.
1-0 this time. Inside strike called. A good pitch from Tilley. Evens it up 1-1. 2 out. Bases are empty for the Dogs. Cedartown on top 4-3. 1-1 from Tilley. Outside edge. And a strike called. He's ahead now 1-2.
And again, you can say that's not the strike zone. You can say that all day long, but today it is, and it's being consistently called.
1-2 to Cade Dingler. Grounder over to shortstop. Schaus slides in, makes the catch, throws across the diamond, but he has no chance. Infield hit there for Cade Dingler with 2 out. We'll keep this half inning going.
And that's a good piece of hitting there by Cade Dingler. It was an out pitch that he threw, and he's able to hit it on the ground a deep short. With his speed, no chance to get it.
Do want to say again, another good stop over at shortstop by Connor Schaus, the freshman. He's made quite a few nice plays. He's had a good series against the Dogs. Dingler over at first base with 2 out. The number 5 batter, Corbin Kazort, the pitcher, coming up. Ground out and a fly out for him as they'll have a throw down to first base, and Cade is back safely.
Cedartown's scoring came in the top of the 3rd with 2 outs, so we'll see if that repeats here in this inning.
They've scored in every inning so far. They'd like to keep it up right here. That one's going to be grounded, fouled off behind the plate by Corbin Kazort, 0-1. If Corbin Kazort can reach, Denver Nail would be up next. He was the person for Cedartown who scored last inning. Dingler at first base, Kazort at the plate. And the 0-1. Taking second, the throw down to second will not be in time. But it was a swing and a miss from Kazort, and now he's behind 0-2. Dingler in scoring position at second base with 2 out.
The throw short hopped the bag at second base. Quickly back into the 0-2 pitch.
And the pitch, grounder but foul. Will land in foul territory, and we'll set it back up for another 0-2 situation. Kazort looking for his first hit of the day and trying to maybe, with 2 out, give the Dogs another insurance run. Dingler with some speed at second base, and he's running on contact. Tilley is set, and the 0-2. High and outside, ball 1. Way high that time. Had one to waste, but I think still got away from him a bit. 2 out and the 1-2. Outside corner just a little further than he would have liked, and it's evened up 2-2.
That did not miss by much at all. You know, here at Pickens, the wind is kind of unpredictable. Sometimes it'll be blowing, sometimes it'll stop. It'll change directions on you, too.
2-2, grounder over to shortstop. Schaus will field. He'll look to first, throws, and gets him out by a half step. And that'll end the top half of the 4th inning. Cedartown gets a base hit from Cade Dingler, but a ground out with 2 out will end this inning. We head to the home half of the 4th. Dogs 4 and Dragons 3 here on WGAA Radio.
Cedartown Automotive is your one-stop for all your automotive needs. Oil changes, new tires or tire repair, brake work, tune-ups, air conditioner service or repair, think of Cedartown Automotive. Cedartown Automotive is a longtime supporter of Cedartown High School athletics here on WGAA. Cedartown Automotive on East Avenue in Cedartown. Give them a call today at 770-749-5040 or stop by their beautiful location for fast and friendly service. And all the folks at Cedartown Automotive say, go Dogs! Daniels Green Services and Handyman, your best choice for total home renovation or even small projects. 770-862-1240. 770-862-1240. Painting, siding, concrete, windows, pressure washing, flooring, drywall, doors, roofing, electrical, and even lawn care. They're fully insured and will do a great job. Check them out on Facebook, Daniels Green Services and Handyman. Your best choice. 770-862-1240.
Cedartown High School Baseball is on the Big Double A.
Welcome back here as we are heading to the bottom half of the inning, a very quick top of the fourth, and the Pickens Dragons will start out with Parker Rhodes as Corbin Kazort will face off against Rhodes here.
8, 9, and 1 batters, Rhodes, Tilley, and Schaus. Kazort still on the mound for the Dogs. Cedartown up 4-3. That one way outside, ball 1.
You know, I don't know.
For the Dragons, number 8, Parker Rhodes.
Not sure what the pitch count is for Corbin. First the 1-0.
Pitch to Rhodes is high and outside again, ball 2.
But he's thrown a lot of pitches in these past couple of innings, and I think he may be getting to a point to where Coach Johnson may have to pull the plug.
2 balls and no strikes. The pitch, that one must have been high again, ball 3.
Not that much high, but enough to where he didn't get the call. And Corbin not getting much upstairs right now.
The 3-0 to Parker Rhodes right down the middle, a strike. Came with a fastball, and obviously Rhodes trying to get aboard any way he can. He's going to be taking with a 3-0 count. We'll see if that stays the same with a 3-1. The pitch from Kazort, doesn't matter, it's outside, ball 4. Rhodes holds off, and he'll head down the first base line with a leadoff walk to start the bottom of the 4th inning. Number 9 batter coming up, that's James Tilley, the pitcher, the freshman, coming up to face off against the senior Corbin Kazort.
I think if Corbin allows another base on balls, we may have a coaching visit.
Corbin has allowed 7 walks in the last 2 innings, plus that walk. First pitch is inside off the plate, ball 1. Tilley was hit by a pitch in the 2nd inning. He'll try to get aboard again, maybe move the runner over another way. The 1-0 to Tilley, right down the middle, a strike called. 1 ball, 1 strike. Cedartown on top, 4-3. Pickens with 3 runs scored in the bottom of the 2nd inning. We're going to try to get back and tie it up here. It's going to be a check throw down to first base. He slides in safely. That's Parker Rhodes. Number 9 batter Tilley here at the plate. Connor Schaus representing the top of the order. He's on deck. The 1-1 hits him. Second time he's been hit today, and another walk issued by Corbin Kazort.
And Corbin, I think, is starting to lose a little bit of control. He actually is walking toward the dugout. I wonder if he's coming out.
Number 6, Connor.
Coach Johnson out of there, and I think Corbin's saying, look, I'm used up. And I think that will be a pitching change here.
So we'll find out who the new pitcher will be for the Dogs as we step aside here on the Big Double A. Cedartown 4 and Pickens nothing. 2 runners aboard for the Dragons here in the bottom of the 4th inning.
Bradford's Drugstore on North Main Street in Cedartown is your locally owned and operated Good Neighbor Pharmacy. Bradford's accepts most prescription plans, and remember Bradford's for all of your gift and decor needs. Bradford's pharmacist takes time to get to know you, explain your medication, and answer any questions that you may have. Go by and see Bill Brewster and all the fine folks at Bradford's the next time you need a prescription filled. Also use their convenient drive-thru. Bradford's Drugstore, 500 North Main Street, Cedartown, 770-748-3100. And all the folks at Bradford say, go Dogs. Cedar Valley Golf Course has been the place to play golf in Cedartown and Polk County for nearly a century. Locally owned and operated since 1924, Cedar Valley Golf Course offers 18 holes of some of the most beautiful fairways and greens in the area. Cedar Valley Golf Course is a proud supporter of the Cedartown High School Bulldogs and the greater Cedartown and Polk County region. Call for tee time 770-748-9671, located just south of Cedartown at 1811 Buchanan Highway. Cedartown's original golf course, Cedar Valley Golf Course. Cedartown Automotive is your one-stop for all your automotive needs. For oil changes, new tires, or tire repair, brake work, tune-ups, air conditioner service, or repair, think of Cedartown Automotive. Cedartown Automotive is a longtime supporter of Cedartown High School athletics here on WGAA. Cedartown Automotive on East Avenue in Cedartown. Give them a call today at 770-749-5040 or stop by their beautiful location for fast and friendly service. And all the folks at Cedartown Automotive say, go Dogs!
Cedartown High School Baseball is on the Big AA.
New pitcher for the Bulldogs is Cam Jackson. He'll take over for Corbin Gazort, who moves over to third base, and Cade Dingler goes out to play right field. And moving over to left field is MJ Holiday. So Harlem Diamond is out of the game at the moment, and Cam Jackson will inherit 2 runners aboard with nobody out here in the bottom half of the fourth, and the tying run and go-ahead runs are aboard for the Pickens Dragons here in their home half of the fourth, and the first of a doubleheader, as Connor Schaus will be the batter that Jackson faces first.
Parker Rhodes at second base, James Tilley at first base. Rhodes via a walk. Tilley was hit by pitch. And Schaus, the number 1 batter in the order, coming up. Bottom of the fourth inning. Cedartown on top 4-3. Schaus 0 for 2 with a pair of ground outs, but 1 run batted in. He squares to bunt, and it lands in fair territory, and he's going to reach with a bunt single.
That'll load the bases up with nobody out.
For the Pickens Dragons, number 5, Anthony.
And that slow sidearm pitch there from Cam Jackson, perfect to bunt on, and he laid it down. Nobody in the infield was thinking bunt, and he reaches on the infield hit with the bunt. Nobody out, bases full, and a golden opportunity for the Dragons here.
Bases loaded, nobody out. Anthony Antonozzi, the catcher, coming up. Reached on an error earlier. First pitch is outside, ball 1. Jackson trying to find the zone here with this second pitch of the at-bat. Bases are loaded, the 1-0. I guess high? I don't know.
Pretty close. But
2-0 the count.
No call there. 2 balls, no strikes.
2-0 from Camden Jackson, right down the middle, and a strike called. 2-1.
Thread of the needle there did Cam. But a straight ball thrown, that's a dangerous pitch. You can't throw that again. It might get smacked.
2 balls, 1 strike. Still nobody out. The 2-1 bounces up there. Good stop by Eli Barrow. Runners don't test him. But now a 3-1 count. The Dogs have walked in 1 run already today. Don't want to do that again here. 3-1 the count. You got Rhodes at third, Tilley at second, and Schaus at first. The 3-1. Outside edge and called a strike.
Good job there by Cam Jackson to paint the outside corner. It was right around the knees and right in that outer part of the zone that's been called all day.
A full count. Here's the payoff pitch. Low and inside, ball 4, and we're tied.
Let me tell you, that also did not miss by much. There have been a lot of pitches that were close, and that one was another close one that may or may not have gotten called. It didn't get called that time, and that bases loaded walk will tie it up. It'll go on the ERA for Corbin Gazort as the runner that just scored and the runner at third are his responsibility.
4-4 tie here in the bottom of the fourth inning now, and Pickens trying to take the lead for the first time. Bases loaded, still nobody out, and it's Hunter White. 1 for 2 with a single and a strikeout. The first pitch to him, outside edge, and strike again. Well, if you're Cedartown, the only place you're getting strikes called are on the outside edge, so I suppose you might as well throw it there right down the middle.
Yeah, outer edge. Yeah, I was about to say outer edge down the middle. That's about it.
The 0-1, a little bit further outside, and 1-1 now. 1 ball, 1 strike, nobody out, bases full of Dragons. 4-4 tie. The 1-1 from Jackson, low, ball 2. Cedartown pitching struggling in this inning. 3 walks, 1 base hit, and it was a bunt single. The 2-1. Fouled off on the right side, it'll get out of play. 2-2 now.
as we mentioned at the beginning of the broadcast, this is a key region series not only for the Cedartown Bulldogs but for Pickens as well. Cedartown holding on to that number 2 spot in region standings right now, but Pickens would love to move back up as well, and a series win could do that.
2-2, driven left side. That's down for a base hit, and the Dragons take the lead. They're sending the runner for third, and he is going to score. 2 runs come across, and the Dragons lead 6-4.
Solid contact there. Hit the line drive right into left field. MJ Holiday, the new left fielder, threw in, but it was offline. Caught the cutoff man, Corbin Gazort, at third base. And still nobody out, and Pickens is piloted on right here in this bottom half of the fourth.
6-4, nobody out. Runners at first and second. 3 runs across. Here's Dinsmore, the cleanup hitter, right down the middle, and he watches strike 1. Antonozzi's courtesy runners at second base. Hunter White, who just had that 2-run single, he's at first. Camden Jackson just trying to get the first out here. The 0-1 to Dinsmore. Almost hit him inside, ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Nobody out. 5 straight have reached for the Dragons. 3 have scored. The 1-1 to Dinsmore. Pops it up, right side. Denvernale going for it, charges in, leans back, and the second baseman will make the catch for out number 1.
Now batting for the Pickens Dragons.
So Dinsmore retired on a pop-up.
And
finally get that long-awaited first out. Dogs trailing 6-4, and Drake Sutton comes up.
Still not out of the woods yet.
Sutton 0 for 1 with a strikeout and a walk. Got aboard last inning. Runners at first and second. The pitch to Sutton puts down a bunt fielded by Jackson. The only plays to first, and he throws offline. E1 puts Sutton aboard.
I don't know if he's gonna get him even if he throws online. That's got to be an infield single in my book.
Bases loaded again. Only 1 out. Dragons trying to add some more to this lead. It's Jared Whitmore coming up. Whitmore still trying to get his first hit. He was hit by pitch, and he struck out. That pitch inside, but it finds the zone 0-1. And if I'm not mistaken, that's probably the second or third strike Cedartown's had on the inside part the first time that it was called a strike without a swing. The 0-1, swing and a miss on an off-speed pitch, and Whitmore behind 0-2. Thinking a fastball, got a changeup.
Ready for it again, Jared.
0-2 the count, 1 out, bases loaded. 6-4, Pickens on top. The pitch from Jackson hits him, and they add another run.
Now batting for the Pickens Dragons, number 15, Trace.
It's been a nightmare of an inning for Cedartown pitching.
0-2 count, a hit batsman. 3-run lead now for Pickens. 4 runs across for the Dragons this time, here in the bottom of the fourth. The Dogs just looking to end it here, just trying to stop the bleeding. Brings up Trace Ledbetter now. He is 1 for 2, a single and a run scored, but he did ground into an inning-ending double play last time. He is now the 9th batter to come up this inning. Parker Rhodes led us off. He's on deck. The pitch to Ledbetter. Strike called right down the middle. Bases full of Dragons. 0-1, outside edge but low, ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Camden Jackson, the senior, on the mound. The 1-1. Hit right side, pop foul, and out of play. Now it's 1-2. It's Trace Ledbetter, the freshman first baseman. A single in the second inning. A double play in the third. Here in the fourth inning, what will he do? The 1-2 pops it again and stays battling. Keeps this count alive, 1-2. Cedartown raced out to a 3-0 lead in the second inning. Since then, Pickens has outscored the Dogs 7-1. 3 runs in the second, 4 here in the fourth inning, and with the bases loaded and only 1 out, they could add some more.
Yeah, right now it's only a 3-run lead, but you get much more than that. It's much more tough to come back from. Hopefully the umpire gets a fresh set of baseballs, and we're about ready to go. Don't forget, Game 2 of this series will follow after this one, or after Game 2 of this doubleheader will be after this one is over. Game 3 of the 3-game series.
1-2 the count. The pitch from Jackson pops it up in the infield. Dylan Cupp comes in, and the shortstop will make the catch, and we have 2 out.
That's a big second out there.
Now batting for the Pickens
A good job there by
Dragons.
Dylan Cupp to take charge and make the squeeze.
James Kelly.
2 away now, and
Now batting for the Pickens.
brings up Parker Rhodes for the second time this inning. Got walked his first time up on a 3-1 count. He came around to score. He scored twice. He's been walked twice. The number 8 batter in the lineup. We'll see if he has something to hit here against Jackson. That one is low. Almost bounced up there to him. White at third base, Sutton at second base, and Whitmore at first base. Parker Rhodes here at the plate. The 1-0 to him. Inside, pops away from Barrow. He'll get to it. 2-0. This is a righty versus lefty matchup as Rhodes, the left fielder, bats left as well. 2-0 from Jackson. Right down the middle. 2-1 now. 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 out here in this tough bottom of the 4th inning for Cedartown. 4 runs across for the Dragons. That pitch, 2-1, but a strike called and a late call at that, 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. Bases loaded. Parker Rhodes at the plate. The 2-2 from Camden Jackson just gets a piece of it to stay alive, fouls it back off the netting. Something we've mentioned this year, Jackson, a big change of pace when you face him versus our starters because every pitch has some movement. The 2-2, high, and they have worked it full. And Jackson in danger of walking another run in for the Pickens Dragons. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. Bases loaded for Pickens here in the bottom of the 4th. Jackson gets a call, the 3-2 fouled off left side, and it'll stay a 3-2 count.
The merry-go-round had been fired up on that 3-2 pitch with 2 outs as everybody will head back to their respective base.
A full count here with 2 away, Camden Jackson pitching. Parker Rhodes at the plate. He's been walked twice. The 3-2 hit on the right side and down. That's going to score 2 runs easily. And Pickens now leads 9-4. Scores Hunter White and Drake Sutton as they were going on contact. Whitmore comes up to third base now. Runners at the corners with 2 out.
Number 16, James Kelly.
The second 2-run single of this inning for Pickens.
That just goes on to show you, Logan, the dangerous threat that this lineup can show you. And it has been a tough inning for the Cedartown Bulldogs, who now trail at 9-4 in the bottom of the 4th.
6 runs here in the bottom of the 4th for Pickens. Just trying to end it here. The first pitch, runner will take second, throw goes down, and it was way high. Just a good job to jump up and catch it by Dylan Cupp, but not able to turn around and apply the tag in midair. So Rhodes now at second base. Jared Whitmore at third.
And that's a good job, too, to keep it in front, because if he doesn't, it's going to be 10-4.
James Tilley's been hit twice. First base is open. 1-0 is outside, ball 2. Number 9 batter in the lineup, but he's not seen more than 3 pitches in an at bat. 2-2, perhaps low, I suppose. 3-0 now.
Yeah,
strike zone getting smaller as we go along.
Eli could not believe that was not called a strike there.
3-0 the count. The pitch from the senior Jackson. That one's low, bounced up there, and bases loaded again for Pickens. And Kevin Johnson out of the dugout to talk to his senior reliever.
Number 6, Connor Shaw.
He may pull the plug here. I don't know. He can't afford to get down any more than he already is.
2 out, and Connor Schaus about to come up to the plate again And that's going to be it for Camden Jackson.
We'll see who the Dogs bring in. Cam Jackson unable to do much, and we'll come back and tell you who it is in a moment. Cedartown High School baseball is here on the Big Double A, 106.1 FM, AM 1340, YouTube, Facebook Live, and the NFHS Network. We'll be back in a moment.
Bradford's Drug Store on North Main Street in Cedartown is your locally owned and operated Good Neighbor Pharmacy. Bradford's accepts most prescription plans, and remember Bradford's for all of your gift and decor needs. Bradford's pharmacist takes time to get to know you, explain your medication, and answer any questions that you may have. Go by and see Bill Brewster and all the fine folks at Bradford's the next time you need a prescription filled. Also use their convenient drive-thru. Bradford's Drug Store, 500 North Main Street, Cedartown, 770-748-3100. And all the folks at Bradford say, go Dogs. Cedar Valley Golf Course has been the place to play golf in Cedartown and Polk County for nearly a century. Locally owned and operated since 1924, Cedar Valley Golf Course offers 18 holes of some of the most beautiful fairways and greens in the area. Cedar Valley Golf Course is a proud supporter of the Cedartown High School Bulldogs and the greater Cedartown and Polk County region. Call for tee time 770-748-9671, located just south of Cedartown and 1811 Buchanan Highway. Cedartown's original golf course, Cedar Valley Golf Course. Cedartown Automotive is your one-stop for all your automotive needs. For oil changes, new tires, or tire repair, brake work, tune-ups, air conditioner service, or repair, think of Cedartown Automotive. Cedartown Automotive is a longtime supporter of Cedartown High School athletics here on WGAA. Cedartown Automotive on East Avenue in Cedartown. Give them a call today at 770-749-5040 or stop by their beautiful location for fast and friendly service. And all the folks at Cedartown Automotive say, go Dogs!
Cedartown High School baseball is on the Big Double A.
Britt Baxter will take over on the hill for the Cedartown Bulldogs. Logan, here's the difference in this game, and I think this is going to be the telling tale. 6 walks given up by the Cedartown Bulldogs. Only 6 hits given up, though, but all those walks coming back to bite us.
Bases loaded here is the first pitch to Connor Schaus is outside and low, bounced up there by Britt Baxter. Now, is Baxter a freshman or a sophomore?
I believe he's a sophomore.
We'll check and make sure whenever this half inning comes to a close. The 1-0 is popped up. Shallow center field. Dylan Cupp racing back there, and he'll make the catch to finally end this inning. But 6 runs come across for Pickens, and they now lead it 9-4. We'll head to the top of the 5th. You're listening to Cedartown Baseball on the Big Double A.
Live Wire Surplus. Stop in today at 546 North Main Street. New items are arriving all the time. At Livewire, they have unbelievable deals on lawnmowers, weed eaters, and leaf blowers. But that's not all. How about your patio? Livewire has top-of-the-line grills, patio tables and chairs, fire pits, and so much more. All fresh off the truck, brand new, still packaged, and priced to sell. Livewire Surplus, 678-861-5021. Take your truck. You're going to need it to load up on the savings.
You know texting while driving is dangerous. That's not new information. Yet most people admit to doing it anyway. Drivers are 23 times more likely to be involved in a car accident while texting. Know the facts and wait to text. The danger is real and it applies to you. Auto Owners Insurance, the no problem people. Information provided by Virginia Tech Transportation Institute.
Burgess Insurance Services in Rome, 222 North 5th Avenue Southwest, 706-234-5680. And in Cedartown, 114 South Philpott Street, 770-748-4165.
Cedartown High School baseball is on the Big Double A.
Welcome back. A tough inning for the Cedartown Bulldogs in the bottom half of the 4th. We head to the 5th. A 9-4 lead for the Pickens Dragons. This line so far, 4 runs on 5 hits for the Bulldogs and only in 1 error. 9 runs, only 6 hits for the Dragons and 1 error for them.
You're right. The difference has been walks and hit by pitches so far. Cedartown issuing a lot more than what James Tilley has on the mound. The freshman's still out there, and he's pitched a nice one, but really enticing Cedartown to swing at these first pitches, and it's resulted in a lot of quick outs. Cedartown will try to go away from that here as the first pitch is a called strike on the outside edge to Denver Nail. Yep.
Wow.
Yep. 0-1 the count to Denver Nail, the second baseman. The pitch from Tilley. Swings, and it's a grounder left side, but foul. And quickly, Nail behind 0-2. Nail 1 for 2, a single, a run scored, and a strikeout. He'll be followed by Zane Barrow and Eli Barrow this inning. The 0-2 to Nail. Low, checks his swing. They'll appeal. And he didn't. Nope. It was close, but he holds back. 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes to the leadoff batter of the 5th inning, Denver Nail. Setting up outside as the catcher, the 1-2. It's ball 2.
That one was high. It had the outer part of the zone that's been called tonight, but it was a bit too high there for him. And it's a 2-2 count.
Tilly is set. The 2-2 to Nail. Low and outside, and Nail has worked it full now.
Dogs down by 5 runs here in the 5th inning. What the Dogs need are base runners.
6 runs in the 4th for Pickens. The payoff pitch to Denver Nail. Bounced up there. It was outside as well. And Denver Nail gets aboard the first leadoff base runner for the Dogs since the 2nd inning. Nail will head down. He's there at first base, and he'll run as Zane Barrow comes up.
Now batting for the Bulldogs, number 12, Zane Barrow.
Barrow, the senior. 1 for 1, a single, a run scored, a hit by pitch as well for the first baseman. And they'll throw down at first base. Nail slides in safely. Dogs with 2 runs in the first inning, 1 in the 2nd, and 1 in the 3rd. Pickens with 3 in the 2nd and 6 in the 4th. The pitch to Barrow. Called strike 1. And a nice pitch again from James Tilley, the freshman. He's shown a lot of control, and you can see why he's one of their best pitchers. They'll throw down to first base again, and Nail slides in safely again. That one a nice move from Tilley, but a good reaction by the second baseman, Denver Nail.
Had a pretty big lead there, able to get back, though, on a good slide.
Tilley looks back at Nail again. 0-1 the count, and the pitch to Zane Barrow. Swings at a pitch that tailed away from him at the end, and he's behind now 0-2. Denver Nail got behind in his at-bat as well, worked it full, then earned a walk. We'll see what Zane Barrow can do. Checks Nail at first base again. He'll throw this time, and a throw maybe a little bit lower might get him. Might just have been a throw to check him over to first base, but Nail is there safely. Another good move by Tilley on the mound. The 0-2 to Zane Barrow. Fouls it just to stay alive. And fortunate that it wasn't a foul tip that time, as it went right to the catcher. No balls and 2 strikes. Nobody out. Runner at first base is Denver Nail. Tilley checks him at first, the freshman pitcher. The 0-2 to Barrow. Smacked a mile high to left field, but not very deep, though. The left fielder on the run, and it'll land out of play. Heads towards that inside baseball facility down the first base line.
Landed on the roof. I actually hit the concrete right in front of the garage there and bounced all the way up onto the roof of that building.
A little bit of movement in the bullpen for Pickens. Not sure if they would make a change here or not unless Tilley really gets into some trouble. 0-2 the count, the pitch to Barrow. It's high, runner trying to take second, and the throw off line. A good throw gets him, but Denver Nail is there safely with a stolen base.
It's the old saying, you keep on running until they get you. And so far, Pickens has not gunned out a Bulldog runner yet.
Anthony Antonozzi's done a great job behind the plate, serving as a backstop on some of these pitches, but he struggled trying to pick off base runners. This one is a ground ball to third base. Sutton looks the runner over to second. It's a high throw caught just in time to get Zane Barrow out for the first out, and Nail holds up at second base.
And no way he can advance there on that ground ball to shortstop. If it's hit to second base, he might be able to get over to third. But that's the first out, unproductive out, and now Eli Barrow will try to get aboard, maybe drive in a run. Dogs down by 5, 9-4 here in the top of the 5th.
And if nothing else, at least you're seeing Cedartown not swing at the first pitch in this inning. That's a relief after what we've seen the past few innings. Eli holds off on the first pitch. That is well outside, ball 1.
You know, in this case, you make them throw strikes. And
Tilley's doing that, but he may struggle eventually. You never know. He looks at Nail at second base and steps off the mound. He'll get set back up. It's a 1-0 count to the sophomore catcher, Eli Barrow. Eli reached on a strikeout last time up. This one, a bit high,
I guess that was a pretty close pitch, but
that's
been consistent though tonight, Logan.
Zone. It's been frustrating, really, for both sides. But it is what it is. Nail at second base with a big lead, the 2-0. Strike called outside edge again. Just live there. If I'm a pitching coach right now, that's what I'm saying. Until they find out how to hit it out of the park, just throw it there because it's going to be a called strike. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. A great move by Tilley to throw a bit offline. Nail gets back to the bag in time, dives in, but Tilley does a full 180 and throws over to second base.
Shortstop was covering the bag, but he wasn't able to get quite back to it in time.
The 2-1. That one's high, ball 3. And Eli Barrow with an opportunity to be a little more selective here with a 3-1 count. Runner at second base is Denver Nail. 9-4, Cedartown trails here in the top of the 5th in game 1 of this doubleheader. Big cut on a 3-1 pitch on that outside portion of the zone, and now it's full.
I mean, he almost came out of his shoes on that swing. That was a huge swing by Eli. Now full count, 3-2 the count.
Runner at second is Nail. 1 out. The payoff pitch, grounder to shortstop. Schaus will field. He'll throw to first and get Eli Barrow out, but the ground out does move Nail to third base. They'll throw down to third. Sutton will receive that throw just to make sure Nail doesn't come away from the bag too far. But now 2 out and a runner at third base for Cedartown.
Denver was running on the pitch, so he's easily able to move over 90 feet. But now there are 2 out.
Bulldogs, number 9, Trent Johnson.
And now Trent Johnson, who is the DH today, still DHing. He's probably the DH now for the pitcher.
Johnson with the ground out and a hit by pitch. The first pitch to him. He goes around. They'll appeal and see, but I would assume it is, and it is.
No question in my mind, he did go. No balls, 1 strike. Dogs have a runner at third base with 2 gone here in the top of the 5th.
The 0-1 to Trent Johnson. Bounces up there, not far enough for Nail to challenge towards home plate. 1-1 the count.
Yeah, and you don't want to be the third out trying to score on a pitch that wasn't really away from the catcher. Catcher just kind of had to go out of his stance to get to it.
Dylan Cupp on deck, the leadoff batter for the Dogs. The 1-1 to Trent Johnson. Strike called on the outside edge. Strike 2. 1 ball and 2 strikes now with 2 out.
It's a tough pitch.
So Trent Johnson going to have to battle here if he wants to get aboard and keep this half inning going. The 1-2. Swings at something high. Hit a ton to left field. Left fielder goes back and makes the catch for out number 3. So Cedartown gets a runner aboard, works him to third base, but can do nothing with it. We'll head to the bottom of the 5th. 9-4. Pickens on top on WGAA Radio.
Bradford's Drug Store on North Main Street in Cedartown is your locally owned and operated Good Neighbor Pharmacy. Bradford's accepts most prescription plans, and remember Bradford's for all of your gift and decor needs. Bradford's pharmacist takes time to get to know you, explain your medication, and answer any questions that you may have. Go by and see Bill Brewster and all the fine folks at Bradford's the next time you need a prescription filled. Also use their convenient drive-thru. Bradford's Drug Store, 500 North Main Street, Cedartown, 770-748-3100. And all the folks at Bradford say, go Dogs. Cedar Valley Golf Course has been the place to play golf in Cedartown and Polk County for nearly a century. Locally owned and operated since 1924, Cedar Valley Golf Course offers 18 holes of some of the most beautiful fairways and greens in the area. Cedar Valley Golf Course is a proud supporter of the Cedartown High School Bulldogs and the greater Cedartown and Polk County region. Call for tee time 770-748-9671, located just south of Cedartown at 1811 Buchanan Highway. Cedartown's original golf course, Cedar Valley Golf Course.
Cedartown High School Baseball is on the Big Double A.
Pickens leads in 9-4 as we head to the bottom half of the 5th as Britt Baxter will continue working. Dogs had 3 pitchers in the 4th inning. It started with the starter, Corbin McGazort, who had to be relieved after giving up a couple of a walk and then a hit batsman. Then Cam Jackson comes in, gives up some runs, and then Britt Baxter comes in to close the door in the 4th, and now he'll lead off the 5th inning pitching for the Bulldogs.
2, 3, and 4 batters coming up for Pickens, starting out with the catcher, Anthony Antonozzi. First pitch to him is high, ball 1. Pickens with 12 batters coming up to the plate in that fourth inning, scored 6. And the sophomore Britt Baxter was able to get that last out. He'll try to have some success here in the fifth. The 1-1 high again, that one a little bit further away from the batter, 2-0 the count. Antonozzi, White, and Dinsmore due up for the Dragons. 2-0. High again.
I suppose.
It is what it is.
Cedartown fans are getting restless with this strike zone here.
Well, the outside edge is open. Righty versus righty matchup. The 3-0 from Baxter right down the middle. Taking all the way was Antonozzi, and it's 3-1. The 3-1 from Britt Baxter. That one is offered at, fouled on the right side. Coming in and making the catch in foul territory is Zane Barrow. 1 out now.
Ladies and gentlemen, I sure do hate that was out of our camera view, but that was a fantastic running catch.
Number 10, Hunter.
After Baxter was behind in the count 3-1, he swung at the 3-1 pitch and then popped it up, and that's a big first out.
Able to retire Anthony Antonozzi. That brings up Hunter White now. First pitch he sees is driven to straightaway center field. Reese Tanner will come in and make the catch, and quickly there's 2 out.
I think that's the first ball hit to center field today.
Dragons, number 28, Seth.
There's been some placed on the other sides of the field, but you're right, the first one to center field deep enough to where Reese Tanner could catch up to it. 2 out, and the cleanup batter, Seth Dinsmore, steps in.
Yeah, to either the right or left side of the field, but that's the first fly ball for him. And now 2 quick outs.
Pitch from Britt Baxter. High ball 1. Dinsmore hitless so far in this one. Did earn a walk back in the third inning to lead off the third. Grounded into an inning-ending fielder's choice and a pop-up as well. This one to Dinsmore is fouled off, and it evens up the count 1-1. Big swing, but just results in a grounder into foul territory. 1-1 the count, 2 away. Pickens with 3 runs in the second, 6 runs in the fourth. They're trying to get a base runner here in the fifth. Bottom of the fifth inning, 9-4 Dragons. The pitch, that one's going to be a base hit for Dinsmore, his first of the day, as it's a liner that lands between short and third, rolls all the way to left field, and a 2-way base hit for Seth Dinsmore.
Number 7, Drake Sutton.
So the Dogs' quest of a 1-2-3 inning eludes them again here in the fifth after those 2 quick outs.
The Dogs have had a few 4-batter innings, but no 1-2-3 innings. As Drake Sutton will come up, they're going to bring in a courtesy runner for the DH, Seth Dinsmore, and we'll see who it is.
Looks like number 2 for the Dragons.
And that is Matt Satterfield. He's going to come in and run for Dinsmore at first base.
Dragons, number 2, Matt Satterfield.
2 away here in the bottom of the fifth inning as Drake Sutton comes up. Sutton with a strikeout, a ground out, and then reached on an error last inning. He came around to score that time. Bottom half of the fifth inning, 9-4. Pickens on top of Cedartown. And Sutton, the senior, about to step up into the batter's box. The official, home plate umpire, he makes note of that change at first base as Satterfield comes in to run for the Dragons. The pitch from Baxter. Fouled back towards us and off the netting. 0-1 the count. Pickens has outscored Cedartown 8-1 after that top half of the second inning ended. Or check that, 9-1, excuse me. We're trying to strike for some more here with 2 out. The pitch, inside, ball 1. 1 ball and 1 strike now to Drake Sutton, the third baseman. Sutton, the senior, and the number 5 batter in the order. 4th batter to come up this inning. Satterfield at first base with 2 away. The 1-1 from Baxter, a little bit high now, 2-1. Bulldogs trying to avoid dropping this one and setting up a winner-take-all Game 3 as far as the Region Series goes. The 2-1 from Baxter. Inside the zone, as it looks like Eli Barrow was trying to set up and throw down to first base, but lost it in the transition from glove to hand. It was a called strike, so now 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. Runner at first base for Pickens. The 2-2 to Sutton. Popped up left side, now to play. Some Pickens players run out of the dugout. They're going to go get the foul ball. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Bulldogs trying to bring the 5th inning to a close without surrendering a run. Baxter set. The 2-2 from the sophomore high, and he has it full now, 3-2. And Pickens dugout making some noise trying to get into the young pitcher's head. Drake Sutton, the senior, at the plate. Full count, runner at first base with 2 out. The payoff pitch from Baxter. High and tight, almost hit him. Ball 4, and runners at first and second now with 2 away.
Seems like almost every inning but the first inning have been just stressful innings for Bulldogs pitching, really going all the way back to the second inning. The first inning was relatively quick, but every inning in this game has been a challenge.
And, you know, this bottom part of the order for Pickens is where the Dragons have done their most damage. The first pitch is going to be a called strike. Finally, Cedartown able to get it down enough for it to be in the zone as they're going up against Jared Whitmore here. Hit twice, scored once. Also a strikeout for him. 0-1, a little bit low, trying to go for that outside part of the zone. 1-1 now. But Whitmore, Ledbetter, Rhodes, and Tilley have combined for a ton of walks, couple of hits here, couple of RBIs, but a lot of runs for Pickens. The 1-1, definitely high that time, and now Baxter behind in the count, 2-1. A pop-up in foul territory and a fly ball, 2 quick outs, but then a base hit and a walk, and Pickens trying to keep this inning going. That one won't help him. 2-2, a called strike on the outside edge. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out.
And Coach Johnson would love if Britt can take the Bulldogs the distance here.
The 2-2 from Baxter. Swing and a miss, out number 3, and that'll bring it into the 5th inning. Cedartown able to keep it where it is. They do their job, and now we'll head to the top of the 6th inning. Pickens 9, Cedartown 4. You're listening to Bulldogs Baseball on the Big AA.
Cedartown Automotive is your one-stop for all your automotive needs. Oil changes, new tires, or tire repair, brake work, tune-ups, air conditioner service, or repair, think of Cedartown Automotive. Cedartown Automotive is a longtime supporter of Cedartown High School athletics here on WGAA. Cedartown Automotive on East Avenue in Cedartown. Give them a call today at 770-749-5040 or stop by their beautiful location for fast and friendly service. And all the folks at Cedartown Automotive say, go Dogs! Daniels Green Services and Handyman, your best choice for total home renovation or even small projects. 770-862-1240. 770-862-1240. Painting, siding, concrete, windows, pressure washing, flooring, drywall, doors, roofing, electrical, and even lawn care. They're fully insured and will do a great job. Check them out on Facebook, Daniels Green Services and Handyman, your best choice. 770-862-1240.
Cedartown High School Baseball is on the Big AA.
New pitcher for the Pickens Dragons is number 10, Hunter White. He will take over as we head to the top half of the 6th inning. Dogs down by 5 runs here in this crucial region series. Right now the Bulldogs lead 1-0 in the series. And right now Pickens on their way to evening up the series. The Dogs only have 6 more outs to go.
Number 10, Hunter White.
But White will face, White will face one of the best Bulldog hitters and the leadoff man for the Bulldogs, Dylan Cupp.
Well, Pickens has been very selective on how they've tried to defend Dylan Cupp. They gave up a base hit to start the game for him. He came around and scored, had that quick start for Cedartown.
Right.
He was intentionally walked his second time up. Then they had to pitch to him with 2 outs and the bases loaded, and they generated a flyout. So we'll see what they do here to start out the 6th inning. Dylan Cupp coming up to the plate. Top 3 batters for Cedartown, Cupp, Holiday, and Tanner coming up to face White.
Home plate umpire is making note of the pitching change. There may also be a few other defensive adjustments as well, but regardless of the fact, we're about ready to go with the top three of the Bulldogs order to start here in the 6th inning.
Bulldogs with 6 out to score 5 runs. 9-4 your score. Pickens on top. Cedartown hasn't scored since the 3rd inning. The first pitch to Dylan Cupp drops in there. A nice pitch from White, 0-1. The 0-1 to Dylan Cupp hits him right on the 3, and he'll head down to first base. So a leadoff hit by pitch puts Dylan Cupp aboard, and that brings up M.J. Holliday now.
Now batting for the Bulldogs, number 00.
Dylan Cupp, we know he's a fast base runner, but he's also a smart base runner, and he's also one that can cause some trouble on the base pads, play with mind games and such.
Well, it's a nice pickoff move that time from Hunter White, but cut back in time. M.J. Holliday coming up, 1 for 3 on the day, a RBI base hit in the first inning that scored Cupp. That first pitch is low and outside. Check that, 1-0.
And Cupp took off to second base, but then stopped and went back, and no throw was made. 1 ball, no strikes the count.
They'll throw down to first again, and Cupp is back safely.
Cupp is doing what a lot of great Major League Baseball players have done. Jackie Robinson was really good at playing tricks with the pitchers and getting in their minds. Ricky Henderson also.
He'll go on this one, the 1-0, and it's a outside low pitch, not a good pitch to throw on, and Cupp is there safely at second, stolen base.
Ready, Greg, he's going to steal third, he always does.
2-0 the count. M.J. Holliday at the plate. Nobody out. 9-4, Pickens on top. And the pitch right down the middle. Gray called strike, 2-1 now. Dylan Cupp, the sophomore at second base, the junior M.J. Holliday here at the plate. 2-1 the count. The pitch to Holliday. A bit high, ball 3.
Dogs need some base runners to get the middle of the order up here in this inning.
Hitters count here to Holliday. The 3-1 Cupp goes for third. It's down the middle. They'll throw down to third, but he is there safely now. A full count with the runner at third base. Just like in the first inning, Cupp working his way pretty much all the way around the bases. MJ had an RBI hit to score him that time. Can he do the same here with a full count? The payoff pitch from White. Outside, ball 4. Cupp's going to come home, and he will score. And MJ Holliday is at first base. Rounds first, goes for second as the throw got away from the pitcher, and MJ Holliday is at second base now. 9-5 your score as Cupp scores, and Holliday's in scoring position.
And, folks, the Bulldogs got that run because of Dylan Cupp's running. There's no doubt about it. He stole second, stole third, and then the pitch away was able to score there. And then MJ Holliday, seeing the ball was away and there was no defender around there to get it, he's able to get over to second base. So the Dogs have a run in and a runner in scoring position with nobody out.
And time called as MJ Holliday comes up holding his right arm, maybe his shoulder. We'll check on him and see.
We hope he didn't dislocate his shoulder. That would not be good.
Kevin Johnson, head coach of the Dogs, having a quick chat with MJ Holliday, the junior outfielder and pitcher. 9-5, Cedartown on top of the 6th inning. 1 run across thanks to Dylan Cupp and pretty much nobody else. He worked around the bases all by himself. Well, Dylan Cupp and some wild pitches here and there.
Well, and MJ Holliday's at bat, too, was also a big part of that, Logan. He was able to take some away. It looks like he's going to have to come out. He may have dislocated his shoulder or something. Maybe he'll be able to come back in later, but they may err on the side of caution. And if he's hurt, Logan, that's a big loss for Cedartown because not only is he a great defender, but he's one of the bullpen pitchers that you rely on.
And not only that, it brings a lot of leadership to the team. He's one of the players that was on the basketball squad for Cedartown that the Dogs didn't have early in the season. And having him coming back, especially in the bullpen, like you mentioned, was a big relief. I believe Alex Cornejo will come in, or
13.
No, that's Tony Ware. right?
Yeah,
That's
13.
Ware.
13 is out there. So they'll make note of that change. I believe that it would be Tony Ware.
And it is. It's Ware out there. Ware is 13. Cornejo is 17. So instead, the young Ware at second base. Still a speedy runner at second base.
Number 13, Tony Ware.
And Reese Tanner will come up. Nobody out. Hunter White and Connor Schaus playing a game of catch as the home plate umpire makes note of that. We're just about set to signal play back in. Tanner, the sophomore, center fielder at the plate. Tony Ware at second base. Dogs trailing 9-5. Trying to get a rally going here in the sixth. The pitch to Tanner outside. Strike called. 0-1 the count. Righty versus lefty matchup here as Reese Tanner throws right, bats left. The 0-1 from the righty, Hunter White. Same spot, a little bit closer to the plate. Same result, strike two. And now Tanner behind quickly. Reese has swung at the first pitch in every at-bat until now, and he's behind 0-2. Ware at second base. White is set. The 0-2 to Tanner outside, and must have been further outside. Ball one.
It did seem to be a bit farther outside that time, Logan, but that was a pretty close one. We've seen that outside corner called all night long, and that time did not get the call.
1-2 the count. White bringing the pitch. Hit left side and deep. Left fielder on the run trying to catch it, and it drops in. It's a fair ball, and Ware is going to be sent home. He's coming. Tanner racing for third, and that is going to be a triple for Reese Tanner as it's just a fly ball that keeps flying, gets away from the left fielder, scores another run, and it's a 3-run game, 9-6.
Let me tell you something. That left fielder had to go a long way to get to it, and it just falls out of his reach right inside the foul line or right inside fair territory. And this inning has turned on its head for the Pickens Dragons as we get to the middle of the order and 2 runs have scored.
Cleanup batter Cade Dingler up 2 for 3 on the day. The first pitch is low. Ball one.
Still nobody out here in the top of the sixth.
Dingler, the senior third baseman. He's got Reese Tanner at third. A passed ball means Tanner's coming home more than likely. The 1-0 from White, right down the middle, driven to left center field. It's going back, and it is off the wall. That'll score 1 run. Dingler's at second base. He'll hold up with a stand-up double, and the Dogs trail now 9-7.
Logan, he just missed hitting that out of here. It was left center field and driven deep. They've got about I'd say a 10, 12-foot wall out there. The fence is pretty high here at Pickens, but he drove that pretty far, and he's standing at second base. Still nobody out, and Corbin Kazort will come in and try to keep this rally going.
Kazort, the senior who started at pitcher, trying to turn around his struggles at the plate today. 0 for 3. A couple of ground outs and a fly out. Cade Dingler standing at second base, the tying run at the plate for the Dogs here in the top of the 6th inning. 3 runs across. Pickens led 9-4 coming into this inning. And time called as I believe that's head coach Adam Williams coming out to have a word with Hunter White, the relief pitcher.
He spoke with the home plate umpire first. I wonder if they're making some other sort of change. I don't know, but either way, it looks like they're going to stay. Looks like they will make a change. They're going to bring in a right fielder, and they may do a little defensive change, so we'll step aside. So the new pitcher for the Dragons unable to get an out, and they surrender some runs here. It's 9-7. The Dogs are back in this one, and we'll come back after this quick word from our Bulldog sponsors right here on the Big Double A. Stay with us.
Rocky and Patty Tillery, 2 Cedartown High School graduates, and they stayed right here in the county and went into business. They employ right at 100 people, and they've been doing that for a long time. Most of their work is from out of the county, but they want to push our youngsters here, no matter what they're doing, Little League, Pony League, high school baseball, basketball, football, and soccer, and that's Polk County Public Service. They appreciate serving you.
Coverage of Cedartown High School Bulldogs baseball on the Big Double A is brought to you in part by Republican State Representative Trey Kelly of Cedartown.
This is Representative Trey Kelly. Amy and I want to wish all the players and coaches a safe and successful season. You've worked hard to represent us on the field, and I'm proud to represent you in the Georgia House of Representatives. Again, this is Representative Trey Kelly, and I want to thank you for listening to the Big Double A. Go Dogs!
This announcement paid for by State Representative Trey Kelly, kellyforhouse.com.
Cedartown High School Baseball is on the Big Double A.
We're back. The new pitcher for the Dragons is number 14, John Parker Nunn, or J.P. Nunn, a right-handed throwing pitcher, a sidearm pitcher, and a freshman for the Pickens Dragons checking in. Logan, we've talked about it. You know, this is a young team, but a team that's very talented for their age, and here in a few years they're going to be they're a good team now, but they're going to continue to get better as the years go on, just like Cedartown will with that talented sophomore class that the Bulldogs have too.
And, you know, watching Pickens, it's kind of like watching what would have been last year had COVID not ended the season early. Cedartown sophomore class were freshmen last year, and we're seeing a huge, big contributing class for the Dragons like this year. Runner taking third. It's going to be a grounder over to shortstop. He'll throw to first and just get him out for the first out. Throw back down to third. So Cade Dingler now 90 feet away. But that is the first out here in the 6th inning.
Tell you what, he almost hesitated a split second too long as Corbin just able, or Corbin was just a tad late getting to the bag, and that's the first out. But the Dogs have the 8th run 90 feet away.
Here's Denver Nail coming up to the plate trying to drive in the 8th run. That one away, a good stop by Antonozzi. 1-0 the count to Nail. Denver Nail 1 for 2. A hit, a run scored, also a walk for the second baseman. 9-7 the score here in the 6th inning. The 1-0 from Nunn. Hit towards shortstop off of Schauf's glove, and that'll score the 8th run. Nail will hold up at first base, and now it's a 1-run ball game with a tying run at first base.
Bulldogs bats finally coming alive here in this 6th inning for the Bulldogs, taking advantage of situations that they found themselves in, and now Zane Barrow, who's been swinging a good bat here with a chance to keep it going with the runner at first base.
Barrow, the senior first baseman, has gotten aboard 2 out of 3 times today. 1 hit by pitch, 1 run for him, also a ground out. Denver Nail, the all-important would-be tying run at first base with 1 out, and Zane Barrow, a hot-hitting senior at the plate. Throw down to first base, and that was very close, very close. A nice move by Nunn. Freshman almost got him.
Scary. That was a scary pickoff attempt, and he did just about get him.
Thing about sidearm pitchers, they can have great pickoff moves. The first pitch is too far inside, ball 1. 1-0 the count to Zane Barrow. Eli Barrow on deck with 1 out, the sophomore catcher.
Coach Johnson calls time. He may want to put another runner out there.
And they're going to bring out Denver Nail now. Nail, the second baseman, will come out, and looks like Jack Roper will come in to run.
And we hope this is just a pinch running situation and there's nothing wrong with Denver.
For the Bulldogs, number 24, Jack Roper.
Looks like that's Jeff Dingler at first base playing first base coach, and him and Nail had a chat. Not sure if it had anything to do with the fact that he was, almost picked off, or if it was an injury. We hope it was the first and not the latter.
Maybe that's what it was. The Dogs have already had MJ Holiday have to leave early because of a slide he made into second base, running from first to second, and some sort of arm injury, maybe a shoulder injury. We'll check on that between games, and we'll let you know what the situation is.
Cedartown with a single, a double, a triple this inning. A hit by pitch and a walk, also a ground out.
And it hasn't been defensive mistakes or anything like that. The Bulldogs have just had good pitch selection and have been able to hit the ball hard, and that's something that we weren't able to do in the earlier part of the game.
You got to credit the starters for Pickens. Those first couple of pitchers came in and really made us struggle, and now we're getting into some of the other players in the bullpen, and Cedartown starting to find out how to hit Pickens. We'll see if it can continue. Dogs down 9-8, top of the 6th inning. 1 away, runner at first base is Roper. The pitch to Barrow, strike caught on the inside part. They throw down to first, and Roper is there safely, but 1-1 the count.
Well, Roper almost caught sleeping over there at first, but he does able to slide back in. The count 1-1 with one away here in the sixth.
1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Again, they throw down to first and close again, but Roper back safely, slides in under the tag. It's Trace Ledbetter, the freshman at first base, and he's had some nice swipe tags on these pickoff throws. 1-1 to Zane Barrow outside. Roper going for second. It got away from the catcher, and he'll take it with no throw. Tying run in scoring position for the Dogs. Jack Roper at second base with 1 out, and Zane Barrow here at the plate, the senior.
And this inning has been good base running and timely hitting for the Bulldogs that's gotten them back in this.
Can the senior tie it up with a base hit right here with 1 out? The 2-1 to Barrow. Strike called outside part of the zone, 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes, 1 out.
Cedartown fans shrugging their shoulders in disbelief there, but again, the outside part's been called.
Runner at second base. He'll step off, throw down to second, and he's safe.
Well, I tell you what, that was close again. He almost had the swipe tag down and almost caught Jack Roper off the bag.
It's gotten progressively closer the more this inning has gone. Next pickoff move, he may just get him if it continues at this rate. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Roper at second base, Barrow at the plate. The 2-2 to Zane. Outside, and now it's full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. You hear Gavin Johnson at third base. Base hit, ball 4, just trying to get aboard any way he can. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. None on the mound. Roper at second base. Zane Barrow at the plate. The payoff pitch outside, swings and misses. Strike 3, and that's out number 2.
He swung at ball 4-2, and he knows it. Zane's upset with himself as he heads back to the dugout. But it's going to be up to Eli Barrow if the Dogs can tie it up here in this inning. Tie it or take the lead.
Eli trying to get a base hit to drive in the tying run here, Andrew.
Eli Barrow.
He's had some big swings, but not much to show for it today.
A ground out his last time up. Jack Roper at second base. 9-8. Cedartown trailing 4 runs this inning. The pitch to Eli. It's low, ball 1. Trent Johnson standing on deck with 2 out, hoping that Eli Barrow can get aboard and keep this inning going for the Dogs. Nunn checks Roper at second. The 1-0 from the freshman. Driven to center field, but right to the center fielder. Catches it and gets out of this jam. We end the top of the 6th inning with Cedartown now trailing 9-8. The Dogs get 4 runs across, but can't push across the tying run. And we'll see if the defense can hold it where it is here in the bottom of the 8th inning, or bottom of the 6th inning on the Big AA.
Have you been to Croker's Hardware and Supply lately? Croker's is the place to find everything you need, from boots to fencing, from plumbing supplies to wood and gas stove fittings, everything, even paint and flooring. Whether you're building or repairing, everything you need is right here at Croker's Hardware on East Avenue. Name brands galore right here in your back door. Orca and Yeti coolers and tumblers, case knives, native eyewear, buck stove grills, and more. At Croker's, you can find everything.
Go by and see the friendly staff there at 1192 Rockmart Highway. That's Croker's Hardware in Cedartown.
One of the pillars of a strong community is knowing your neighbors. We believe it's important to know your neighbor. To know that the person down the street selling you your car is the person you'll see grilling with you at the block party. It's important to be a part of a community, and Peach State Ford is proud to be a part of historic Cedartown, Rockmart, and Rome, and even prouder to be rated one of the best in the country in customer service. Nobody knows trucks or people like Peach State Ford.
2076 Rockmart Highway, Cedartown, 866-872-6660.
Cedartown High School Baseball is on the Big AA.
Britt Baxter's going to try to keep it right where it is here as we start the bottom half of the 6th. The Dogs trailed 9-4 when we started the 6th inning, but plated 4 runs in the top of the 6th inning. Weren't able to get the 5th run to tie it. Right now, the slimmest of leads for the Pickens Dragons, and Britt Baxter's going to try to keep it right where it is.
Baxter facing the bottom third of the order for the Dragons, and on the paper you might say, well, that's nice, facing 7, 8, 9 batters, but you look at the stat sheet, and you've got Trace Ledbetter, who's scored runs. You've got Rhodes and Tilley, who have reached all 3 times, 3 runs tied between those 2 players. Baxter's going to have to earn it if he can keep it where it is right here in the bottom of the 6th inning. He'll start out with Ledbetter, the freshman first baseman. 1 for 3 on the day. A single and a run scored in the second. Britt Baxter, the sophomore righty for Cedartown, gets the call in from Eli Barrow, the catcher. And the pitch, grounded right back where it came from and through the legs of Baxter into the outfield, a base hit for Trace Ledbetter.
Just one of those, if the pitcher doesn't get to that one, it's going to be a base hit. It was hit too hard and right between the second baseman and shortstop, and no chance to get it. And then again, the Dogs cannot retire
Now batting for the Dragons,
the opening batter.
Parker Rhodes.
Brings up the left fielder now, Parker Rhodes coming up. Only 1 hit on the day, but he's been walked twice. He scored 2 runs batted in.
T. Knight's going to go in there and run for him.
Coming in to run for the Dragons, number 3, T. Knight.
We saw T. Knight as a pitcher in the first game of the series back on Tuesday in Cedartown.
So Parker Rhodes at the plate. Nobody out. Bottom of the 6th inning. 9-8. Pickens on top of Cedartown. Pickens with 3 in the second, 6 in the fourth.
There have been a lot of stoppages of play here, plus those innings where a lot of batters came to the plate. It's 7:55 right now. Almost 2.5 hours into this game, and we got a second of the twin bill coming up after this one is over, too. So it's going to be a late night, and the game pace has slowed down to a snail's pace here in this inning.
Baxter throwing around with each of the infielders as the home plate umpire finishes up, taking his notes. We're about ready to get play going again. Righty versus lefty matchup. Parker Rhodes has had a lot of success today. Reached all 3 times. He'll try to keep that up here with a nobody out. Runner at first base is Trace Ledbetter. The pitch from Baxter, squares to bunt, gets it down, goes back to the pitcher. They only plays at first, and they'll get him out by a step. 1 away, but the runner moves up to second in that of Trace Ledbetter.
You know, and they played small ball successfully today.
Number 16, James Tilley.
In fact, I believe they've had a couple of infield singles with some bunts here. That moving the runner over to second base, and that's a big insurance run for the Dragons in scoring position with 1 out.
Tilley hit by pitch twice, walked once. He's had 3 free passes. First pitch he sees is high, ball 1. Tilley, the pitcher, here at the plate with 1 out. Runner at second base is Ledbetter. It would be a much-needed insurance run for the Dragons. 1 out in the 6th. 1-0 is high, now ball 2.
The wind really picking up here as the sun goes down. We mentioned before, this is a very windy place. The wind can be unpredictable.
The 2-0 fouled off on the right side. Tried to check his swing that time, did Tilley, but made contact. Now 2-1 the count with 1 away. Trace Ledbetter at second base, the freshman for Pickens, and fellow freshman James Tilley batting here. Dogs down 9-8. Hoping to keep it right where it is here in the first game in Jasper. The 2-1 to Tilley. Hit to center field. Tanner will back up, and the sophomore on a few steps will make the catch. Runner trying for third. Throw comes in and misplays it. Goes into the dugout, and he scores. By rule, he'll come home.
Man, you got to scoop that up. That was a great throw in there from center field, and he just missed it. That was a perfect throw in there. The throw had him beat, but he misses it, and it cost the Bulldogs a run.
Now top of the order with 2 out. Dogs just trying to keep it where it is. A 2-run game now, 10-8. And Connor Schaus coming up. 1 for 4 on the day. Run batted in, a run scored for the freshman. First pitch, grounder towards third base. Kazort Fields. He'll throw, and he is out. Just gets him out ahead of the head first dive at first base, and that'll end the 6th inning, but not before Pickens adds a all-important insurance run and they lead it 10-8. We'll head to the top of the 7th inning. Dogs with 3 outs to score 2 runs here on the Big Double A.
Live Wire Surplus. Stop in today at 546 North Main Street. New items are arriving all the time. At Live Wire, they have unbelievable deals on lawnmowers, weed eaters, and leaf blowers. But that's not all. How about your patio? Live Wire has top-of-the-line grills, patio tables and chairs, fire pits, and so much more. All fresh off the truck, brand new, still packaged, and priced to sell. Live Wire Surplus, 678-861-5021. Take your truck. You're going to need it to load up on the savings.
You know texting while driving is dangerous. That's not new information. Yet most people admit to doing it anyway. Drivers are 23 times more likely to be involved in a car accident while texting. Know the facts and wait to text. The danger is real and it applies to you. Auto Owners Insurance, the no problem people. Information provided by Virginia Tech Transportation Institute.
Burgess Insurance Services in Rome, 222 North 5th Avenue Southwest, 706-234-5680. And in Cedartown, 114 South Philpott Street, 770-748-4165.
Cedartown High School Baseball is on the Big Double A.
And we are back here. It's the top of the 7th inning, and Dogs have only 3 outs left to score a couple of runs. 10-8 is the score. Hopefully it won't be the final score. The Dogs have the 9-1-2 batters due up in that of Trent Johnson, and then Dylan Cupp, and MJ Holliday's spot is due up. I'm not sure if he'll bat or not here. He had to come out of the game on the base pads after sliding into second base in some sort of injury. So we hope he's okay, but it will be the 9-1-2 batters due up. And Trent Johnson
Hitting off for the Bulldogs.
We'll try to get the Bulldogs started here in the top of the 7th, but 2-run deficit.
2-run deficit, do or die time for the Dogs here in the 7th inning. Trent Johnson, the junior DH, coming up. A line out, a fly out, was hit by pitch in the 3rd inning. And he's trying to get aboard any way he can. The freshman, J.P. Nunn, on the mound. The pitch to Johnson right down the middle. A lot of movement. He misses on the swing, 0-1. Good pitch by Nunn. 0-1 the count. Johnson, the junior, at the plate, and he calls time. Step out of the batter's box. Dylan Cupp, the sophomore, on deck. Johnson trying to get aboard for just the 2nd time today. 0-1 the count, and the pitch to Johnson. Goes around on a pitch that tailed outside, strike 2. Swung at ball 1 that time. Couldn't hold it up. Now he'll have to battle to avoid being the first out. 0-2 the count. Nunn on the mound for Pickens. And the pitch from the freshman way outside. Ball 1. Had one to waste that time. 1-2 the count now. Cupp waiting on deck and hoping that Johnson will be on the base paths when he gets there. Nunn is set, the 1-2. Outside, holds his swing, now 2-2. Evens up the count.
That one was a bit too far off the plate. It's been called tonight, but Trent able to check his swing that time. 2-2 the count. Leadoff batter in the 7th.
The pitch from Nunn. Outside again, missing the zone, and now he's worked it full. 3-2. It was 0-2. 3 straight balls from the freshman. We'll see if he can drop it in the zone with a full count here, working against the number 9 batter for Cedartown, Trent Johnson. Full count, and the payoff pitch from Nunn. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Right down the middle, and Johnson swung through it.
Now batting for the Bulldogs, number 3, Dylan Cupp.
1 out now, and Dylan Cupp will come up to the plate. Cupp with a single, a walk, a hit by pitch, 2 runs scored for the sophomore Mississippi State commit. The first pitch to him. Curves in the middle of the zone, strike 1.
That's just a nasty pitch there thrown by J.P. Nunn. Got the call to the Bulldogs stud shortstop.
Nunn gets the call in from Antonozzi behind the home plate. The 0-1, outside and away from the catcher, 1-1. On deck is Tony Ware. He will be batting for MJ Holiday, so we hope Holiday, the junior, is okay. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. 2-run deficit for the Dogs, 10-8. Pickens on top. Top of the 7th. The 1-1 to Cup. Crushed a mile high, but lazy fly ball to center field. Left center field. He'll make the catch, does the center fielder, and now 2 away. Dogs down to their final out here in game 1 of this doubleheader.
And now the young Tony Ware, he has not had his bats this season have been precious few. And we'll see if he can come through here with 2 outs and nobody on in the top of the 7th inning. Again, he came in the previous inning when MJ Holiday was on the base pads.
The pitch to Ware, right down the middle, strike 1. Tony Ware, one of the products of that Cedartown Middle School team we've seen make a lot of noise over the past few years, but the first time we're really seeing him bat this season. The 0-1 to Tony Ware. Offers at it, fouls it off right side, and now the Dogs down to their final strike. It's 0-2 with 2 away. Base is empty, 10-8. Pickens on top in game 1 of this doubleheader. Remember to join us for game 2. It'll come your way a few minutes after this one finishes up. 0-2 the count. Tony Ware at the plate. J.P. Nunn, the freshman, pitching for Pickens. 2 out. The 0-2, outside, ball 1. Antonozzi went to one knee to go outside and receive that pitch, 1-2.
Dogs need a base runner to bring the tying run to the plate.
1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 out. The pitch from Nunn. Swing and a miss, strike number 3, out number 3, and that'll do it. Pickens gets their 4th region victory of the year, and they knock off the Dogs 10-8 here in game 1 of this doubleheader. The series is tied now, Andrew, and it all comes down to a deciding game 3 that'll be played here in just a few minutes.
We'll take a break and come back to wrap up this game. Cedartown High School baseball on the Big AA.
Bradford's Drug Store on North Main Street in Cedartown is your locally owned and operated Good Neighbor Pharmacy. Bradford's accepts most prescription plans, and remember Bradford's for all of your gift and decor needs. Bradford's pharmacist takes time to get to know you, explain your medication, and answer any questions that you may have. Go by and see Bill Brewster and all the fine folks at Bradford's the next time you need a prescription filled. Also use their convenient drive-thru. Bradford's Drug Store, 500 North Main Street, Cedartown, 770-748-3100. And all the folks at Bradford say, go Dogs. Cedar Valley Golf Course has been the place to play golf in Cedartown and Polk County for nearly a century. Locally owned and operated since 1924, Cedar Valley Golf Course offers 18 holes of some of the most beautiful fairways and greens in the area. Cedar Valley Golf Course is a proud supporter of the Cedartown High School Bulldogs and the greater Cedartown and Polk County region. Call for tee time 770-748-9671, located just south of Cedartown at 1811 Buchanan Highway. Cedartown's original golf course, Cedar Valley Golf Course.
Cedartown High School baseball is on the Big AA.
And we're back to final score. Cedartown falls to Pickens 10-8 to set up a deciding series game coming up in about 25 to 30 minutes. The line goes like this for the Cedartown Bulldogs. 8 runs, 7 hits, 2 errors. For the Pickens Dragons, 10 runs, 8 hits, and 2 errors. And it all comes down to this, Bulldog fans. The walks, 7 free passes issued by the Cedartown Bulldogs, 8 hits allowed, 10 runs scoring, 8 of them earned. The Dogs, as we mentioned, had a couple of errors that were costly. Some hit batsmen, timely hit batsmen that with the bases loaded also paid dividends for the Pickens Dragons. And they find themselves with in a 1-1 series tie with a deciding rubber game coming up here in just a few minutes. And this is a game, Logan, that we know the Cedartown Bulldogs really need to win. They must win to remain in contention for that first place in region toward the end of the season.
Well, that's going to be tough. I mean, regardless, now 8-3 in the region. It's going to be tough either way. For Pickens, it's a big game for the Dragons because as of now, you're not mathematically eliminated from the playoffs either. The Dragons still trying to just get into the dance. We'll see if they can. For Cedartown, you've still got a chance right now at winning the region, still got a chance at hosting a home playoff game, but we'll see how that goes. Dogs have to come out and play a lot better, a lot more enthused and inspired baseball in Game 2 if they're going to come out and beat these talented young Dragons.
It's going to take a big effort in that second game tonight, and we'll have that coverage for you coming up soon. Cedartown High School baseball on the Big AA 106.1 FM AM 1340 YouTube, Facebook Live, and the NFHS Network. You be sure to join us for the second game on a different video stream and on the radio here in just a few minutes. Thanks for joining us for Cedartown High School Bulldogs baseball on the Big AA.
W291 TS Cedartown. Your home for the Cedartown High School Bulldogs.